Okay, we'll see how this goes. Yes. Now to find it myself, that's just... I'm going to have to do something. Give me a moment, I'm going to have to catch up with this. I set horizontal orientation. It decided to ignore me. That's what it does. Well, this is off to a great start. Frustrating. Let's go back here. Let's refresh this page. This is why we moved to Twitch, amongst other reasons. Settings. Hold on. Although it's showing a vertical thumbnail. Hold on, is this actually going out? Give me a second. Is it actually going out vertical? Give me a second here. It is going out, it's showing as vertical. Their software is so messed up. That's how surprising. This is off to a great start, isn't it? Merry Christmas indeed. Right, let me just go to the settings here and change the title of this. I'll just edit the title. Ralfy and Clive do Christmas the second attempt. The thumbnail, I'll update the thumbnail. No, I'll just leave the thumbnail. And just make sure it's public. Bear with me one moment, guys. It's just the usual stuff. And I shall just make sure that a link is posted on the other streams so that people can find it. There we go. And then I shall concentrate on this stream. Aha, right. Did your brother bring whiskey? Ralphie got fizzy wine, which is a terrible idea. Hold on. Here's your sterilization. It's not going to be very impressive. It's going to be basically pointing this very invisible ultraviolet light roughly in the direction of the camera. That's going to be... I'm too scared to shine this around Ralph's house in case it's unhygienic. Ultraviolet. Thank you, Joe McLeod. Much appreciated. Actually, I liked the bet the other way. Can we all go back? No. They seem to be pushing vertical orientation a lot. It happens by default. What camera are you using? The camera is currently a Samsung. It's a Samsung something. Can't remember what it is. Ralph will be joining us shortly. He will be sitting there once he has finished doing his stuff and comes through. Fizzy wine is a cop-out, a pricey one, but a little sad. It is cava. Ralph knows that I'm trash, so he buys me the correct thing for trash people who will not appreciate posh things. How long before phones don't have a landscape mode? I hope not, because really, in most instances, it's the best way to film things. The vertical format is terrible. There is no Jägermühlen. There's lots of things we could drink here, but it's going straight to the fizzy wine. So I shall pop that there. I shall not aim at this at the chandelier. Will I aim it into the Christmas tree? I'm going to aim it into the Christmas tree. What's the worst could happen? I'm going to pop the cork into the Christmas tree, Rolf. Uh-huh. What have you sat on? Oh, you've sat in the cork. Now, how do we know you were sitting in that?
Clive.
Right, I'll have to turn your microphone on now.
Turn the microphone on. Can I turn one microphone on?
Press and hold the button until it lights up. There's a button on one side. Uh-huh. Let me do it. Hold on. I would have left it clipped on. But anyway, yes. It is on, so we'll have to clip that onto your butt about there. Yeah, somewhere about there. Hello. Let us know if the sound is... No, we're not going to burn Ralph's hat. Would you like a glass of fizzy wine, Ralph?
Clive, I would love a glass of fizzy wine because you can't expect me at this seasonal time of year to be spending too much time with you, a direct relation, completely sober.
Well, there's your glass of foam. Sorry.
Clive, if you pour it a little more
I
slowly.
know, I'm not very good at this. This is why, yes. Be for a social distancing hug, indeed, artisan cars.
Right, so I think a fly has just gone in because it's a paddling pool.
Yes.
So any chance of a little top up?
You could top up yourself to your desired level, Ralph. Sound is perfect. This is good. What's the drinking game? We've not had a Christmas dinner because this is just Christmas Eve. The time in the UK is currently 9:15. It would have been earlier, except, of course, like the thing screwed up. I should put a link over to that other thing. But it's quarter past 9, basically.
Could I just interrupt here?
On Christmas Eve, yes.
Right, so just to let you know, everybody, just in case you're connoisseurs, but this is Condensa de Flores Cava.
You don't have to shout, Ralph. It can pick it up just by a casual conversation. Just you know that. I know you like to exert yourself. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm in with the both. I feel I have to shout a little bit because it's an echoey room.
Okay.
And I've got to kind of suppress the echo. So just speak normally. So I don't have to raise. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So this is Cava. It's Rosado, which means it's rosé.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. So in other words, it's tasty, unpretentious. It's not as expensive, far from it, as champagne. And in its own way, it's just as good, if not better.
Well, cheers. Cheers. Champagne was just basically fizzy wine from a specific region, was it not?
From the specific region in France. And it's made in a particular way called the Méthodoise Champagne, right, which is French. And it basically, it's fermented and then re-fermented using a special yeast and a little bit of sweet grape juice inside the bottle itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or carbonated. They might not do it that way these days.
Well, no, they have to by law, but there again, what does that mean? Without getting too cynical about it. But anyway, it's lovely to see your viewers, Clive. Have you got about 6 or 7 folk viewing that are just desperate to get away from their family?
Link in description. I'm just providing links to everybody for the there we go. That's it. Just the late arrivers. I feel I should put a nice picture on this as well. But it would be the same picture as the other stream. Mm-hmm. Can we recarbonate the sparkling? We could recarbonate it if it was flat, but it is very fizzy. We do have Ralph's got his little soda siphon there. We could have actually put wine in that, but it does tend to come out foam. Yes. I've tested this, but it's fine.
So that's a pointless thing to do. But hey, we've got to use our imaginations and speculate to just basically broaden our awareness. Mm-hmm. Just as Clive had to do in restarting his video just a few moments ago, because Google have been playing games, it would appear.
Yes. Telecaster 458, thank you very much. Ralph and I will be splitting super chats evenly so we can buy nice fizzy wine beverages and other things.
And other things.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so much. Right, Clive, I've got a surprise for you.
You look like just came in from industrial light hanging. In a way, no, yes, no. Thank you, Doug. Polly, much appreciated.
Right. So I have got a nice wee surprise for you, Clive, but are you not quite ready yet? Do you want to build up?
I think you'll find that we could build it up. We've got over an hour here, so
over an hour, right?
But you don't have to be here for the full hour if you get if you run out of things. But it'll fly. it'll fly by in no time. Which is brighter, us or the trees? The tree is not as bright as Ralph and me. I've got the legs apart like that. Look, it's a bit like
yeah.
Put them
a little bit creepy.
The cats may turn up where Ralph has just scared them all off by cracking ice with a hammer, and the cats were all sort of
they'll be back.
Bit flighty, and they disappeared, but they were here before, lapping up the attention.
Oh yes, and the fuss from their Uncle Clive, who's got treats for them, highly addictive cat snacks bought at the supermarket.
Thank you, Naismith, and thank you, the Turtle Moves, much appreciated. It shall be spent in fizzy wine.
There you go. like this, but not too
On YouTube
expensive.
channel instead of Twitch today. Yes, Katrina Bryce. Just broadcast to everybody. Thank you, Jason R. Much appreciated. Build it up, guys. That'll be quite a lot of fizzy wine at this point in time. Too much fizzy wine, but that's much appreciated. Thank you. You didn't need to dress up, Clive. This is normally how I dress, sadly. I did wear a light-coloured top just to
Clive,
give it something to look at.
behave yourself.
Thank you, Lachlan Mackenzie. Much appreciated.
You're an attention seeker, and you dress like that just to stand out and be eccentric.
Thank you, Socky McSockface. Merry Christmas to you both. Hope you have a lovely time. Been watching since the Pink Darlex video. So nice to catch you live. Have a bottle of Buckfast on me. Thank you. Can we buy Buckfast now, lad? I think we can. Thank you, Zion. Much appreciated. Is Buckfast available? It is available now, man. But only from a niche you can't get at local supermarket.
No. Buckfast tonic wine. From an original recipe for a restorative tonics, because monasteries in the medieval times had to pay their way and give money to
Rome.
Still do. They still do. And there's certain brands of liqueur, for example, like Benedictine.
And Unicum, is it from? Oh no, it might not be.
Unicum. Do
we have Unicum? You might have Unicum. Thank you, Patrick Creenan. Yeah. Much appreciated.
I'll go and have a look for
the Unicum. And thank you, Mike. Much appreciated as well.
I'll go and have a look for the Unicum.
And Patrick Creenan, you have a look for the Unicum, Ralph.
I too.
I'm losing track here. Thank you, Zion.
Found it.
You found the Unicum. He went straight to the Unicum. Now, does Unicum, it's got a dark bottle. So would it light if we pointed ultraviolet light at the Unicum? I don't think it would glow. The Uni what now? It is glowing inside. The liquid is glowing inside there. The ultraviolet is passing right through the green glass. Thank you, Jason R. Glad Ralphie's here keeping things in check. Well, I don't know about that. Now, do remember, if you've had a drink, don't be over generous with the super chat, just in case you're uninhibited. They printed it backwards. Oh, is this flip this image? No, it shouldn't be, I don't think. Thank you, the B-Man. Much appreciated. Merry Christmas to you too. Only in the darkness can you truly appreciate the light. Yes, indeed. Just as long as you do appreciate the light in the future after the darkness. Will it carbonate? I think it would, but Unicum is probably quite expensive, is it not?
Unicum is a herbaceous liqueur, and it's bottled in Hungary. It's from Hungary.
Thank you, Kenneth Evoy. A few toonies for us from Canada, thank you. And Socky McSockface again, is that based on the holy hand grenade of Antioch? It could well, it looks like the holy hand grenade, doesn't it? From Monty Python.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt Moran, much appreciated.
Unicum.
Oh, that's quite a lot of Unicum, especially given what it tastes like. Well, I'm just going to taste the Unicum.
So that should make your Christmas then.
What does it taste like? It tastes like wood bark and it's bitter. Thank you. Thank you, Balas Varga. Much appreciated. I hope you'll enjoy the Unicum Merry Christmas from Hungary. Does this come from Hungary?
It does, yes.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a local indigenous liqueur, and the primary herb is called wormwood. It's Absinthium vulgaris.
Oh, this is wormwood then?
It's
or is
wormwood,
it synthetic wormwood? It's not.
No, it's not synthetic. Right, okay. No, this is the real herbaceous wormwood, which is very bitter and is a very good restorative tonic.
Okay.
Highly medicinal, by the way, and there is evidence to show that wormwood, ingested as a tea, is very effective at restoring good health and fighting cancer.
But we don't have proof of that. KXD, thank you very much. I never sent a super chat. It's just crashed.
Clive.
It's just crashed. Hold on. It has. Is the stream still going on, or has the stream crashed? Just give me a second. It's crap. No, it's still running. Hold on. Live. I have to find my stream again.
Oh, the drama.
Yeah. If you're on YouTube. And we're back, and it's showing me an advert. Just give me a jiffy. And it's showing me another advert from Santander. I shouldn't be advertising them, should I really?
No, do not advertise these.
But anyway, we're back, and I was halfway through saying, hold on, I'm scrolling back. Hold on, it is live. Mm-hmm.
So while you've been dealing with a little crisis, the entire thing's been streaming?
Yes, that's fine.
Great. This is proper live. You never get this in legacy media.
So I have to thank, hold on. No, I have to, hold on. I have to catch up and make sure I thank everybody who has sent us little gifts, Christmas gifts. There we go. KXD. I've never sent a super chat before, but I've been watching you since high school, and your videos have brought me so much joy. I'm glad they've done that. Thank you for everything. Have a Merry Christmas to you too. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good name. Well, a carbonate taste test. Carbonated white wine versus sparkling wine versus champagne. I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference, to be honest. Happy Jesus' birthday, Ralph and Clive. Thank you. Sonic Mix Face. Thank you. Do you spit or swallow? Unicum. You want to spit it out, but you swallow it. Thank you, Grant. Very much appreciated. Derpy D Rome. Thank you. How can I lower the amps of a lithium battery? That's a weird question. You can't really lower the capacity of a lithium battery. Let's go back to live chat. Like you have pretty fancy drinks. Fancy in a way, this is Unicum and a cheap fizzy wine. Is it cheap fizzy wine? I think it is cheap.
It's cheap fizzy wine,
that's
Clive,
the correct type.
Yeah.
That's the correct type. Thank you, Retrotech Restoration. Lots of good restoration videos on the internet. DJ Blakey, thank you. DJ Jakey, thank you. Do you know that Jakey? Oh, you do, because you're in the Black Country, West Midlands, so you know that a Jakey is. A Jakey is a Jakey. Is that a Glasgow term?
Yes.
It means tramp.
A vagrant.
A vagrant.
A traditional vagrant.
Almond milk is nut juice, yes. Is Unicum Properties from university students? Probably Ben Baselet. What to do with all those carbonated beverages? Drink them. More info on Benedictine, please. It's quite a nice sweet liqueur. It's very fragrant and flavoursome.
Would your viewers like to know a fascinating piece of
As long as it's
fact
short
out?
and concise, yes. You just go with it.
All right, I'm taking the
Thank you, the turtle moves. No, I'm just trying to make sure I mention if people send a super chat, I want to thank them.
Of course.
So I may just butt in over the top of you.
Yes, that's perfectly understandable. Benedictine is highly sought after at auctions because what happens when the bottles are lying in storage in cellars or in shops or in warehouses for several decades, the actual sugar in the liqueur tends to soften over time, and it makes the liqueur more desirable to liqueur aficionados and connoisseurs.
I could bring the camera closer, but this is a good distance to hide our ugliness, to be honest. Well, my ugliness.
No, speak for yourself.
Road worker and funeral director.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Real jobs, Clive, real jobs. You'll notice that the Unicum tends to open up when it's in the glass, Clive.
Oh, right. I couldn't tell you. People talk about that. Brian Hyatt, thank you. Both your channels are great. Thanks for doing this for us. Whiskey and electronics.
Yes.
This is very strong.
Not a good combination. It's supposed to be strong, Clive. It's an authentic, proper, old-school liqueur with an amusing name, but actually there's very few liqueurs out there that are genuinely strong in bitterness because the modern palate is so preconditioned on supermarket, super processed foods.
Still a lot of sugar.
Loaded with sugar that the bitterness is very unpalatable to many people.
Texino says Unicum is sold as Zwack in the USA. Unicum is a little too cringe of a name in English. It is. That's why we like it here. Yeah. Thank you, Okanomu. Making Clive butt in over Ralfy, indeed. We could move the camera closer, as I say, but we're very ugly, so we won't. Imagine you're sitting in the same room as us.
I've got a present for you.
Oh, have you?
It's the first surprise I'm going to produce. I'm going to event. That's what we're going to do. Event in your live stream this evening. Here we go. Are you ready for this?
So what is this? Oh, it's quite heavy.
It was a box of cigars once, but not anymore. Clive and I were having a nostalgic conversation recently, and I have been reproducing a familiar flavour of our childhood called Ling's Turkish Delight.
And how has it worked out? Does it stay fresh?
Clive, it's confectionery. Confectionery stays fresh for as long as they want. So the yellow one is lemon, the green one is lime, and the pink one is rose.
So I'm going to try a pink one now.
And what was that you just said, brother dearest?
Not bad at all. It doesn't have the crispy shell, but that's only because it's not been stored for like a year.
Correct.
But it's very good. The texture is just as it should be.
Right, thank you very much.
So to tell you, normally Turkish Delight is made with corn flour and sugar, corn starch and sugar. Yes. But this is made with gelatin. Just like the candy of our childhood used to be made of it was Ling's Turkish Delight, as featured in Harry Potter. And the Wicked Witch of the West? No, it wasn't.
Would you like me to actually provide the facts?
Yes, the facts, yes. Right, you provide facts.
Ling's was a little oddity. It was a small company based in England that was kind of family run, and there used to be a number of these companies that produced what's called legacy confectionery items. And you used to be able to buy this particular style, the British style of Turkish Delight, which you'll find in Turkey under the name Unicum, which is sugar syrup with a little bit of cream of tartar in it to stop it crystallizing. And they mix in a lot of corn flour, and they turn it into a kind of sugar dough ball type consistency and flavor it with lemon and rose water and sell it to the tourists. But the thing about Ling's was it was a different texture and consistency. And as far as I'm concerned, as a connoisseur, speaking as a connoisseur,
it's a better texture.
It's a better texture because Clive's right, there's gelatin in this, but there's also corn flour. Because if you just have gelatin in it, you get jelly sweets. For example, if you know Fry's Turkish Delight, if you're British at all.
Which isn't gelatin.
Which isn't gelatin, but it tastes very like gelatin.
It's very similar. They've changed it to make it vegan compliant. Greetings, Scott at Death Palm. Turkish Delight and Edinburgh Rock. Edinburgh Rock is nice. Ralph is quite prone to liking fruit creams, as they call them here, the Edinburgh Rock texture. Thank you, Jason. Now, Ralph, from Undertaker to whiskey expert, Turkish Delight aficionados, and nothing this man cannot do. Indeed.
Quite.
Harrods is really expensive. Turkish Delight, flaming horrible. Yes, well, Harrods would be very expensive. It's the cheap stuff rebadged.
Yeah. The secret is getting the balance between the corn flour, cooking the sugar to get it into a more like gel-like consistency without turning into toffee. And then you whisk in the corn flour, and then you finish off by adding the gelatin and make sure it doesn't burn in the pan.
Oh, did you put corn flour in that as well?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's not clear. You leave the flavouring.
I've not tried a bit of the lemon yet. Thank you, Grezd.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. I too enjoy watching your videos. Even most of the times I don't know what you're doing, but it gives me joy watching them. But the more you watch them, the more things make sense. Ralph is Affy serious, is he not? He is, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember the last time I had fun. It took me months to recover.
If I shaved you, I look like Ralphie. I don't know. I've not shaved for a long time.
You're not that good looking. Do you enjoy that, Clive?
Yes, it was. It's very nice.
I've got another surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
But you're going to have to wait till further into the live stream.
These are my festive pants, Mark. Thank you. And what is... Well, no, I won't ask what the surprise is. Would you like to show everybody this surprise? But you may have to go a bit closer to the camera to unleash the surprise on everybody. This came from AliExpress this morning. Guess what? It's 3D printed. It says, just for you. It's
That's so juvenile.
It's very juvenile. Do you know the bizarre thing this is as a mass-produced product? This is on sale on AliExpress, but it's 3D printed. Even the hand in the middle is 3D printed. And it's quite neat. It's got good finish. It's mass-produced 3D printing.
Yeah, they've done a better job than you would do.
Thank you, Bama Photos. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. I've learned a lot from your videos over the years. Thank you from Alabama. Greetings back to Alabama. Yeah, video definitely flip. Is it flipped? Oh, right. Okay. That's fine. But it's a funny thing. It's quite silly. The image is also flipped, double flipification. Oh, right. Okay. Have you printed pink knobs already? I'm sure lots of people have printed pink knobs. Are you having any snow there in Isle of Man? It's kind of rare, Creme Vastilla. But we do have snow. Ralphie tends to get more snow than I do, even though we live about 20 minutes from each other.
That's right.
Yeah, the Isle of Man is very bizarre. Thank you, Jim's videos. Thank you for the laughs and the education. You're absolutely welcome. They call cornstarch corn flour in Scotland. What do they call corn flour? Well, I'm not sure. Corn flour is corn flour. Thank you, Stuart Goggin. Merry Christmas, Clive and Ralph, from a sunny morning here in Melbourne, Australia. Greetings back to Australia, where it will be bright and sunny because it's your summer, effectively, in winter.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate Christmas at the morgue? Very
traditionally.
Piotr.
With good taste.
Ralph did used to work Christmas Day as an undertaker because people don't stop dying just because it's Christmas.
Yeah. And the benefit of that was that the guys that had kids, they wanted the time off. And if I worked a Christmas Day, I would get a day in lieu for it and double time in the early days before they put us onto salary. And I have to say, it was very festive-y because, there's when you're working in the funeral business, you know the value and appreciate people who have good relationships and the value of life. So it keeps you constantly grounded so that we'd basically have a quiet kind of Christmas lunch type thing, no alcohol, of course, and ever mindful to keep an ear out open for any incoming phone calls. Although generally they wouldn't happen. It would wait till the Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, and it would be a lot busier. Do your fans want me to tell a Christmas Day funeral story?
But before we do this, right? Thank you, Thomas Hastings. €125. That's huge. Thank you. Let me rectify your lack of YouTube Premium. Consider this gift a boost to your current viewing experience, filtering out those pesky ads like a high-quality capacitive filters noise. Now you can binge videos with zero interruptions, no resistance from me. Thank you. Much appreciated. That's extremely generous.
That is very considerate.
Now, can I also say, just before you give a story, and thank you, Mike H., much appreciated. Many thanks for all the videos and being so great, answering my questions and liking my jokes. So Ralph has been to collect bodies on Christmas Day where literally the party has started as soon as he's left because it was the old granny who wasn't the most popular person in the family.
Will I tell the story?
You tell the story then.
Or do you want to just
I'll just ruin I'm going to take your punchlines.
Well, precisely.
Yes.
Yeah, which is kind of mean and selfish.
I need more orange. Benji, it's so orange. Hold on. No, it can only get a little bit more orange with ultraviolet light orange. That's how orange it is.
Yes.
I'm going to try this in your bathroom and see how hygienic it is. I might even try it in your bedroom, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to try it on the guest bed. No, I don't want to try it in the best guest bed. But carry on. Tell us about your stories of death at Christmas.
Clive, could you be a little bit more tactful in how you phrase that?
Okay. Ralphie, I would love to hear of your work, says a deep onion.
Right.
A deep onion.
There were several Christmas days where we had no calls at all, but one call did come in, and being the most experienced member of staff, I agreed to go out to make the arrangements. Now, the old guy had passed away very suddenly, and the police surgeon had been called because the doctor couldn't be contacted to issue a death certificate. And the old guy had been quite stubborn and not visited his doctor for years, which is possibly one reason why he lived so long. But when I arrived at the house, the coroner's agents had been, the procurator fiscal.
I'm glad we're lifting everybody's spirits, but carry on.
You can lift people's spirits with your story once I've finished mine.
Thanks, Scruff Dog, by the way, $50. Thank you very much. You could have spent that on herbs. But then you're single, so he's single, Ralph.
Get a wee glass of herbs.
We've got a glass of herbs here.
Yeah.
2 herbaceous extracts, but carry on with your story of death.
So the old guy had passed away in his own bed, bless him, at an old age. And the family were sitting in the front room across from the Christmas tree. And I sat down, complete stranger, and it felt a little bit awkward because I could see that the family were not really focused on wanting to make the arrangements, as they claimed in the phone call they made. So I just had a wee chat with the family, and I noticed that the granny kept looking underneath the Christmas tree. The daughter was looking underneath the Christmas tree, and there was a young gentleman, clearly heavily intoxicated, would stick his head out the kitchen door and have a look under the Christmas tree. And at that point, I noticed that there was one present remained unopened that had the remarkable, realistic shape of a litre bottle of vodka. And of course, the other members of the family who had already had a few, because you've got to celebrate and toast the.
Ralph, can we make it quicker? Can we speed this up? Anyway, once he was gone, they opened the bottle. That's the story.
As soon as I left, basically say, we'll just leave it till later. You can go now. And of course, we need to discuss it as a family. Here we go.
I'm glad you turned up.
Was that too slow for you?
I'm glad you turned up, Kitty. I'm glad you turned up, but he's not going to stay in the... Look at the size of this cat. Do you remember Ralph's channel, Happy Cats? And they were tiny little kittens.
Nobody remembers that one.
This is a farm cat. He's a monster. And he's not a lap cat.
That's the story. Come here, my little...
See, I prefer the one that once you left with the gran, everybody had the party tutors out and the party hats on, and they were like, woo, best Christmas ever.
Don't be so frivolous, Clive.
Yes, but one is
frivolous. Show some tact and dignity. It's my pussy.
He's enormous. Ralph's got an enormous pussy.
Pussy, yeah, he's big.
He's just a massive...
Big fluff.
And
his name's Billy.
He's a bit of a tiger, yes.
He's a big tiger.
He roams the fields, comes back with ticks. We have tick hooks here and things like that to de-tick him. And he loves going to local farms and hang around about with all the farm cats.
He does. The local farm has got a cat called Blackie. And Blackie has another visitor called Ginger. So Billy here goes up to see Blackie and Ginge. At first they didn't get on, but they seem to have been kind of made friends and become much more amicable in the last year or so. But he's a lovely cat. Clive, stop hitting the cat, because he'll just claw you, and quite right too.
If he didn't like it, he'd be away. Do you know, Billy brought us a gift. Tell them about the gift that Billy brought us today for Christmas.
Well, no, it's your turn to tell a story.
Okay. Well, he brought a mouse.
And be quick about it.
He brought a mouse, and I was going to stomp it. Ralph said, no, don't stomp the mouse. No, don't. The mice. And he got salad tongs, and he picked the mouse up and put it in a plastic jug, and then put a lid in it and took the mouse back out.
And took the mouse.
So that Billy can bring it in again later.
No, Billy's not going to bring it in later, because the mouse knows that Billy's here.
What you saying, kitty cat? Oh, kitty cat, see, that's the problem. See, now he's going to be in prowler mode, isn't he? He's going to be in prowler mode.
Could you just hold on a little bit, folks? Clive will be with you shortly.
Yeah.
You're no longer...
What you're seeing is a cat rolling on its back.
You're no longer his priority. The cat's arrived.
So, Craig Matthews, thank you very much. Thanks to Clive for turning me from a good little law student to an electrician. This is good. Dodged a bullet there. I did. Cheers to saving that. So that's one less law and one more electrician, Ralph.
The world is savable.
Place. Cornstarch isn't cornflour. We call it cornflour. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure.
Cornflour.
So how does Ralphie's story end? Thank you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, thank you very much.
How does Ralphie's story end? What story was that?
Can I finish my story now? So basically, I left the family to open that litre bottle of vodka, on which, although they were already pished, they got even more pished, and then they started fighting when they realised that somewhere in the house was a tea caddy, which is a metal box that holds loose tea, with cash in it that the old guy used to put the money in for going to the bookmakers for gambling. So they basically went round the house to see who could find it first.
Are you making this up as we go along?
No,
Okay.
and the consequence was...
Thanks, James Oak. Much appreciated. Carry on.
Right. I'm just going to drag this story on, Clive.
You do. It's called Ralfy Stories in the Family. It's always been called Ralfy Stories. My granny gets off on Ralphie's ASMR. You appeal to old people, Ralph, Paul says.
Yes. Yeah, because old people have got time, more patient, and they're generally intelligent.
Artisan Cars. I'm disabled, so cats are my best friend. It's the best friends ever. But dogs work as well, but cats are good.
Here he is.
You should have
Little
said
brother.
It's traditional for the funeral director to take the bottle of whiskey under the tree. Thank you, Artisan Cars. Much appreciated. Cornstarch is maizena here and used to thicken sauces. That's what it's used for here too, Stephen. Mm-hmm. We foster cats at the local shelter. We have 5 presently, says Zingaman, and you get fresh new cats on a regular basis. But most people who foster cats end up having their heart taken by one of the cats and they keep it.
Cats are highly manipulative.
Wouldn't be Christmas out, you bitching Horavac, says a chipmunk. This is true. It's never Christmas without Horavac having a bitch. Thank you, M. Terence. Much appreciated. Merry Christmas across the pond. Greeting back to you across the pond. Now, ladies, put your purses down before someone gets battered. We're going to get battered by these cats. Where are the cats? There he is down there.
He's down there. His little brother will be in before too long.
Yeah.
That's little Fluffy.
Fluffy is a bit of a queen.
Oh, total queen.
Yes.
He's a little he-she.
Yes.
But he's an adorable little cat. He sleeps with me.
Norm Swan says, cats are nice, but dogs capture your heart. Well, I think you've not tried a cat, found the right cat. Some cats are just like dogs.
Yes, and some dogs can be like cats.
Is that a cat in the middle? Oh, that would be great to stick a cat into the Christmas tree. It does look like there. Does that tinsel does look like a cat in the Christmas tree. Hello from Czechia. Greetings back to Czechia.
So global village. I think it's quite remarkable when you look at the advance in electronics, Clive, and the development and speed of microchip technology.
Thank you, Letless AI. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you. Greetings back to Belgium. You know, I was thinking that recently. We take it for granted that the phone we have is actually more capable now than the sci-fi consoles we used to see in Space 1999 and the Tomorrow People and stuff like that.
Yes.
And we actually have something more powerful in our pocket now.
Yes.
It's literally the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I remember when my little brother got a Sinclair ZX Spectrum
81 to start off with.
81 for his Christmas present.
I was hoping for a pet computer by Commodore, but unfortunately then Sinclair released cheap computers and that ruined. I almost thought Mum and Dad didn't get me a Commodore pet.
Well, boo-hoo.
Thank you, Kevin Harsty, but no, they saved all the money for your toys.
For whose toys?
Your toys.
No, I got a Kerplunk.
The Kerplunk's pretty good. Did you get a Kerplunk?
I got a Kerplunk.
I don't remember the Kerplunk.
I do.
Don't you mean the bounce one that goes...
Yes, it was ball bearings.
That was Cascade.
Is that Cascade?
That wasn't Kerplunk.
Oh, yeah, Kerplunk, something else.
Cascade was pretty good. Thank you, Stern Hub. Much appreciated. From Atlanta. Greetings. Where's the Buckfast? We don't have any Buckfast here.
We do not.
Do you not have Buckfast in your house?
I do, but it's stashed away as a collectible heritage item in case it gets cancelled.
It's not going to get cancelled, Ralph. It's mass produced.
It is.
Get the Buckfast out, Ralph.
No, it's tonic wine, basically like sherry. It's sherry fortified with
I did a test in my coworkers,
caffeine.
Ralph, to see If my co-workers could identify the difference between Buckfast and various sherries, I didn't realise Buckfast has also got dark dye in it to make it look dark. It's brown. But Tim, the whiskey connoisseur on the crew, couldn't identify. He got it wrong. He thought the Buckfast was sherry. Thank you, John White. Much appreciated. Thanks, and Merry Christmas to you too. It's stashed away so people can start fighting it, and the funeral director waits awkwardly. I'm not sure that's going to go. Who do I contact for my free funeral once you pop your clogs off?
You're not getting a free funeral.
I'm talking about you.
What, me?
Yes.
I won't be getting a free funeral.
Thank you, Ron Nona. Much appreciated. Scruff Dog, I raise you $1.
Years retired before that happens.
I've been spending so much on AliExpress. It's been ridiculous. The stuff I've been buying, some of it that I don't even know if I'll be able to make videos on YouTube about. It's so bad. But carry on. Do they make litre bottles of Buckfast?
No.
They do the half bottles.
They do.
And they do the standard 700ml.
There's two styles. There's the Scottish North of England style and there's Irish style. And the Irish style, I believe, has got a slightly darker, greener bottle and has more caffeine in it, but is lower in alcoholic strength.
The caffeine, because the main thing about this tonic wine, Buckfast tonic wine, it's basically sherry, basically sugared concentrated wine with a bit extra ethanol.
Since when you were were you an expert?
But anyway, they vary. They put the maximum amount of caffeine that's allowed legally in your local neighbourhood. So the caffeine amount varies. It's called Wreck the Hoose Juice in Glasgow. Thank you, Pool Tab. When are you going to pull out a Jägermeister? Do we have Jägermeister here?
We might.
And thank you, N6WJA, Edward Clayton, much appreciated. Merry Christmas to you too. I bet you've got Jägermeister here.
You reckon?
Have you carbonated it? I have.
Of course you have. Because any cheap shot will do to get the viewing figures, won't it? Because people just get terribly bored with your in-depth analytical, over-the-top content.
Do. That's why shallower channels get more viewers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Thank you much appreciated. Buy another Buckfast, probably incorrectly spelled. That was the correct spelling, but also called Bucky, B-U-C-K-Y. And let's hear the end of the story.
Which story?
I'm not sure. The bottle under the tree. Parish Chalk, thank you. And G-Fresh UK, thank you.
So what happened was the funeral went quite smoothly.
I thought we already actually finished this story.
However, the family had felt guilty that the grandpa hadn't got his bottle of vodka on Christmas Day, and therefore they bought another bottle in to go in his coffin. But being a cremation, we couldn't leave the bottle in, and therefore...
They could have.
No, they couldn't. It's illegal.
Oh, right, okay. Well, you're not allowed to put alcohol in...
No, you're not allowed to put glass in a cremation coffin, because in a cremator, it turns into the consistency of molten hot lava liquid glue.
Okay.
Because glass, it's because the temperatures are so high. But of course, alcohol is explosive. Even at 40% in a pressurized container. When heated. And then you'd have broken glass flying about inside a cremator. Not very professional. And therefore, we had to advise the family that they had to take the bottle back because we couldn't take responsibility for disposing of them, for them. And the consequence was, when the bottle was handed back at the funeral parlour, they had a wee fight amongst themselves as to who was actually getting it.
So thank you, Michigan Heating Guy. Much appreciated. That's Joe, Michigan Heating Guy. Check out his channel after the stream. Joe is going through another tough Christmas this year because of his son's cancer. So any support that you can give would be greatly appreciated there. You'll find I made a post about that recently in the channel as well. So if you go to the community of my channel, you'll find a link. So I hope things are look upwards, look better. Thank you, Amidin Nomino. Much appreciated. Oh, I just got in from hanging with my brother. Merry Christmas, guys.
Do you want to try that
would
name
you
again
like
to get it right?
Would you like to pronounce it, Ralph?
Yes. Anadnmeno.
Aha, you just made that up, Ralph.
Yeah, of course I did. Because you can only go
Anadnmeno. Yes. Missed super chat. Did I miss a super chat?
Have a check.
Hold on, I'm going to check. I got that one. I got Fresh Liqueur, I got Harris Chalk, I got Wonder Devices 7 and 910, I got N6W, I got Pull Tab.
Focus, Clive.
I think I got Pull Tab. Thank you, Pull Tab. And John White, thank you. And I got the Stern Hub who was asking, where's the Buckfast? Is it in here? I think I've got most. If I've missed a super chat, make sure you heckle me about it. But I do appreciate it. Well, we both appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Have either of us tried Pisco? The proper
yes.
Peruvian stuff, not the fake Chilean stuff. And thank you, Chris Wenham. If Alex did funerals, what would they be like? Cheap and not compliant, like plastic bags thrown in the crematorium. 2 and Tennis got married. The reception was excellent.
Oh,
you got that one as well, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
It took me half a second, Clive, but I got there.
The Chipmunk, you missed mine, but it was just Merry Christmas to all. Thank you, Chipmunk. Much appreciated.
Do you know what, Clive? You can be so patronising.
Does Ralph know what happens to implants like replacement knees or hips and cremated remains? Do the family get to keep it or do you scrap them?
Yes.
You do remove the pacemakers.
Well, would you like me to answer this one?
You can answer that one if you wish.
Seeing as I've got the expertise and experience.
Okay, you carry on.
Okay, thank you. After a cremation, they have a rake. It's basically a long-poled Dutch hole, and it's used for removing the remaining bones from the cremated bone from the cremating chamber. It then goes into a bucket in which a hefty magnet is passed over, and the attendant checks that there are no hip replacements, pins, or anything that's still in with what's left of the body. These are removed and they are recycled. They're put aside. They're not returned to the family, and they go basically back to the hospital because they are surgical.
They can't
appliances.
reuse them though.
No, because they can't reuse them. But what they do not reuse them. All these surgical implants, because of the quality of steel required, are made. They're new every time. However, what they will do is they will check them over. Sometimes they'll hold some of the earlier ones back if they're looking for evidence of early hip replacements, or they want to test it to see how for structural integrity. Say if it's been in someone a hip replacement for 40, 50 years, they may want that back to see how effectively it's weathered. But it's extraordinary actually just how sophisticated your modern ball and socket hip replacement is compared to even a few years ago. They're smaller, they're more basically cyborg style implants, and they tend to be disposed. Ultimately, they get disposed of as surgical waste. In the meantime, the ashes themselves are not actually ashes yet. They're still basically partial remnants of the major bones of the body, partly the skull and the pelvic girdle, the femur as well. And it will go into what's called a cremulator, which is basically like a tumble dryer.
Delicious. Do they put sugar and cream in it?
Don't be flippant, Clive.
Okay.
This is a wee serious moment.
That's what I want done in mine, Ralph. But that carry on. I want mine made into cake.
We know what's going to happen with when it comes to your turn. You're just going to go flying out there, no fuss, no service, no clergy, no nothing.
Straight into the crematorium and then into the bin.
Clive, no, not at all. Okay. And we'll get your ashes back and I'll scatter them somewhere.
Where are you going to put them?
I'll surprise you when it happens.
You can put it in a bin. Yeah. Anyway,
I want to put it in a bin.
RGAEK, I wonder if that's his right. Thank you. Went via Buckfast Abbey for lunch. Beautiful place. Cafe had sign. Let us know your intolerance. His dad took his cheese toast to the till and said, I hate the bloody Welsh. Good Christmas, chaps.
So he took his cheese toasty to the till
and said, I hate the Welsh. This his intolerance was of the Welsh, apparently. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to catch up.
Right, okay.
Because, okay.
That's not very tactful.
Yes. Jers Burms, thank you. You're both wonderful brothers. I'm not sure if we're wonderful
You're what?
brothers, really. Don't you think Ralph should get the laptop?
I think
No,
someone's
we
been
can't
drinking.
let Ralph have the laptop. He'll just do things with it. Forwich One, he'll go to the wrong type of websites. Thank you, Forwich One. Much appreciated.
How are we doing, Clive?
Per two butt plugs. What? That's what arrived from AliExpress today, but with an electrical power source as well. My daughter keeps chewing live electrical cables, so I had to ground her. That's reason enough. Stern Hub, thank you. Dave Roberts, hope you have a great Christmas, guys. Thanks for the year's entertainment. You're welcome. This is the year that I clocked over 2,500 videos.
Really? My goodness, it just shows how tolerant people are.
Is this also the year? No, it's not also the year. I can't remember. When did I hit 1 million? Don't know.
Right, are you ready for your second surprise?
Oh, hold on. No, folks, I'm drinking peanut butter flavoured Caroline's Irish Cream, and frankly, it's horrible. I was going to say that sounds nice, and then I read that it is horrible. Surprised me. Thank you, DIY Electronics Experiment. Best algorithm Fourier transform. It is for audio processing, and that's what the spectrum analyzers used to use. You're tormenting the kitty down there.
He's not being tormented. He's got a little cava cork to play with and amuse and entertain himself with.
It wasn't, I want to say it wasn't 2,500 videos released last year. That was the total full stop, which is still a lot. Jaeger, there is no Jaeger. There's not going to be a Jaeger. I mean, I did get my statistics back for the channel of how many comments had been, how many views. It's huge. I didn't realize how many comments I had viewed. It's a full-time job.
Clive,
Hundreds every day.
I'm going to get one of the ingredients and then I'm going to give you your second surprise.
Ashwar were brothers, not gays. They were not lovers. It's just letting you know that.
My goodness. How desperate do you think I would be?
Do you think just a beer? Do you think I'd hang out with someone with a twink? Mm-hmm.
Clive, are you ready for your second surprise this evening?
Mm-hmm.
Are you not even interested?
No, you surprise me.
Oh, you surprise. Oh, no.
You surprise me,
whatever.
Ralph. Eat the catnip. No, that's for the cats. Do they have catnip?
Yeah, they have some catnip. Just going to get the ice. I'll be back in a minute.
He's getting
You
ice.
carry on.
Interesting. Is it going to involve more liquor?
Never you mind.
Some
You'll
ice
find
in
out
this would
soon
be quite
enough.
nice. Yes, we're gay.
You ungrateful brat.
He tries to hide that, but not in a sort of, we're not lovers, obviously. That would be incest. And we're not even, I've never had a boyfriend. Do you know, I'm coming up, this is ridiculous. In January, I will be 60 and still a virgin. You've heard the film 40-Year-Old Virgin. Well, it's going to be 60 years, so that gets me more points, I think. Whiffle the tree, I don't know if it's flambeau. This tree is a story. My dad loved real trees, and one year I'd been working long hours, and I came across the Isle of Man to visit my parents for Christmas. And my dad said, "I've not got the tree yet. I thought you could get it when you came across." And me and my mum went out, and it was just crappy trees, the ones that like had big sections missing. So we saw this big tree in B&Q, and we thought, "Oh, what the heck? We'll buy that tree, and Dad will hate it, but you know, he'll maybe like it when it's up." And he saw us, he was looking out the window when we came back, and it was in a box, and he was like just shaking his head like that. And then we set it up, and in the end, he loved the tree. He thought it was great. I put so many lights in the past. 60 long years of wanking, SK. Indeed. One can't even imagine how many times that's happened. But God, is this the wine speaking now? Yes, it is. I'm 44-year-old virgin, still some catch up to do. I'm setting a new standard, Blue GM. Are those tall ceiling? I don't know what the ceiling is in here. I'm 6'4". It's not as tall as it is in Glasgow, but it is a fairly tall ceiling. How tall do you think the ceiling is in here?
9 feet.
9 feet.
Clive,
That story about your dad is me, says W. Thornton. But I was telling them about how Dad managed to convert him from real trees to this fake tree, which has done very well.
Yeah. Right, Clive, are you ready?
Forget the ceiling, get a lamp.
Are you ready?
Ah.
Right. I've invented a cocktail for you, Clive.
Okay. I was still a virgin at 50. We're discussing my virginity, Ralph, Frank Walker's
Oh,
says.
jeez. The things you do to try and to fall
cheap,
asleep.
shallow content. B&Q like an Asda? No, it's more like Home Depot, Mark Modry. It is basically, it's a trade supply house, but also supplies home users.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Now, I couldn't find my cocktail shaker, so I'm going to have to use my protein shake bottle.
Have you washed it out thoroughly?
Not really.
Okay. Oh. Ralph is very patient. Well, relatively speaking. It's me that needs patience.
Rightio. First of all, 3 spoons of broken ice.
But that was all the smashing noise. See, that's what scared you, you big cowardy cat.
Rightio. And then
my protein shake brings all the boys to the yard, says Admiral Quality.
We add
Merry Christmas, sir, from a fellow old man, Nick Hobbs. It doesn't feel that old. If you told us at a young age that 60, we thought that was old. It doesn't feel that when you get here.
2 shots of banana liqueur.
Banana liqueur. Creme de banane. How much? That's not a shot, Ralph. That's a jigger, is it not?
Yes.
What's a jigger? What does a jigger hold? Look what ice did to the Titanic, indeed. It's an art. This is how Ralph makes his protein shake for the gym.
Yeah.
We could carbonate my ashes, MacGuffin.
You got that now? Bottle of creme de banane.
Creme de banane.
Bottle of Jägermeister.
Jägermeister.
1 shot of Jägermeister.
You're measured by the person you are, not your conquests, indeed. Automotive Solutions, you're welcome. Glad to make all the videos. Hopefully inspire you to tinker with the electronic side of things. Not that you have any choice if you're dealing with automotives. And thank you, DIY Electronics Experiment. One of my favorite trashy electronic engineering YouTubers. Happy holidays. Thank you.
1 shot of double cream.
1 shot of double cream. A jigger of double cream.
It's a jigger shot, Clive. So I've said 1 shot.
Jigger meaning.
Right. People can see that it's a quarter of a gill.
I carbonated Jack Daniels recently.
Actually, it's a third of a gill.
I've got Gentleman Jack carbonate.
Rightio.
Oh, now I see the full title. DIY Electronics Experiments. Now I can see the full title. And thank you, Hellhound. Long time to see. Live stream. How are you doing? We're doing fine. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Top it up with either lemonade or tonic. I'm using tonic, so it's going to be a little bit drier, Clive.
We are apparently mirrored. Is this not going to curdle with the cream?
It'll be fine. Just shut up.
Okay. What's a gill? A third of a gill. What is a gill? This is just
it's an imperial unit of measurement, and then give it a shake.
Polly Baseman says, I'm bringing that cocktail back up already. It does sound repulsive, but we'll see what it's like. Sternhub says, needs Buckfast. We can't open the precious Buckfast, but thank you, Sternhub.
Oh.
It fizzed.
Oh. Right, so.
We just made this up. It's all
Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it just looks like a great big cum shot, doesn't it?
Yes, I moved to Twitch.
Some green.
Hellhound.
Clive. Now, I don't have any fresh herbs. You'll notice this is what I salvaged from the fish platter.
You were supposed to muddle the mint.
Clive, the mint's been muddled enough. That's not mint, it's parsley.
Oh, is it parsley?
So I'm going to
put a little parsley.
That's parsley.
That's not parsley.
That's parsley.
That is not
You're
parsley.
Getting parsley. Shut up.
What is this?
It's parsley. It's been used in the fish platter. It's a little bit fishy, but never mind.
It is fishy.
Yeah, well, hey, you're not going to
That's not
notice
what parsley looks like, surely.
Like some black pepper.
Oh, it's a dessert now, and it's a main course. It's a crispy cum shot. That's fine, Ralph. That's more than enough pepper.
Right, sure. Oh, I can smell all that lovely pepper. There you are, Clive.
It was from a fish platter.
Cheers.
Okay.
That's a big Clive.com.
It tastes like you would have expected.
That's the whole point. It's supposed to taste like you would expect it to taste.
To be fair, Ralph, it's okay.
Sorry, Clive, could you repeat that?
No, I'm not going to repeat it because it will just go.
Could you repeat
it will
it,
just
please?
massage your huge ego.
Clive, would you just like to repeat what you just said
As the
one
Dutch
more
would say,
time,
"Gat verdam."
slowly
No.
and clearly,
No, I won't.
so all your adoring fans can hear you?
Can I just say,
Showing
it's been
some
ruined.
gratitude.
It's been ruined by plastic spoons, and now I'm just feeling remorse for the turtles. Thank you, Stern Hub. If you can't open the bucket at Christmas, when can you? Wow. It's a coveted thing in Ralph's house. Orange is my colour at the moment.
Do we top up?
No. It's drinkable.
It's drinkable. Well, stop the press.
It's bitter.
It's not supposed to be super sweet, Clive.
Okay.
That's the problem with the modern palate.
Plastic straws, Bert. That's why I'm feeling empathy towards the turtles that accidentally stuck one up its nose.
Oh.
Good news, old Glasgow and the Muscular Arms 1979, John Clark. Aha. Sure, come across that pub. Save the turtles, eat the straw yourself. I do think when they pulled that straw out of the turtle's head, I think that was its brain that was attached to it. It screamed quite a lot. I think, to be honest, they should have just left it up there. Sunhouse says, Ralph is way too cute when he smiles.
Oh,
Fortunately, it doesn't happen much.
It doesn't happen much. And obviously, you don't know me.
It does look like refrigerant collecting a condensate plant.
To be honest, I'm just as twisted as he is.
Let's see if I've caught.
Let's try this and just see how bad I think it was going to be. Actually, I mean, it looks all that kind of sugary, confectionery.
Thanks to our radio's experiments. More radio frequency electronics teardowns, please. Oh, do I have? I have one in order. You'll be horrified to know it's got a 2-kilometre range. Rick Armstrong, thank you. Hi, Clive. Hi, Ralphie from Ontario, Canada. Greetings. El Purk, no, thank you. It requires carbonation. Maybe it does require carbonation. And Debarpan Gosh, thank you. Merry Christmas, thank you from India for the years of education and chuckles. Look forward to this drinkable cocktail being carbonated. Yeah, I'm not sure how well it would take the carbonation. It's already kind of...
It won't.
Slightly curdled. No, it won't, because
it's not slightly curdled. Behave yourself. You're just being bitter because I've invented with my extraordinary connoisseur's palate an amazingly authentic cocktail for you. This banana-flavoured Jägermeister. How can you even go wrong with that?
The Undertaker,
I've called it a big Clive.com.
The Undertaker cocktail maker. That could be a channel for you. Undertaker cocktail maker. There you go. Random uploader guy, thank you. Stop picking Ralphie, Clive. Ralphie is the ladies' manest of the ladies' men. He gets all the ladies. He does. Merry Christmas. They're all over him.
They are actually, yes. They love a gentleman who's witty and pays compliments.
And is low risk.
Yes. Because I'm far too selfish.
They're over him, yes.
Right,
he gets all the bodies,
up?
usually after they've died.
Do you want to top up?
No, I don't, thank you. You top your drink up. Oh, yeah, then, okay, then. If you're trying to get rid of it, really.
I'm not trying to get rid of it, Clive.
Okay,
you know you love this stuff.
Yeah, okay, not too much. Don't get me drunk, and then I'll say outrageous things, and then YouTube will be all angry again.
Yeah, it won't take long.
I've already upset them. There was a video. Do you know the video that was supposed to be released there? It was about a hot diamante or rhinestone applicator, and it's been demonetized by YouTube because I said something bad in it or put something in the thumbnail or something. Maybe it was the fairy bitch bit, probably. But anyway, it worked. Thank you, Blue GM. Curdled Cocktail Christmas. I did buy another of the vajazzlers. I didn't even say vajazzle, but you wouldn't want to use it for vajazzling anyway. It would cause groinal burns because it gets very hot. 200 degrees Celsius, you don't want that down there. How long before you set your beer on fire again? I did it recently, Thomas Hastings. I singed the end of it, but that's what got me the ban on YouTube last time for setting fire to the end of beers. Make Ralph say purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
See, it doesn't work, does it?
It does. I can see it properly.
I can understand it, but other people, it doesn't sound right. Could maybe try to remind Clive of the 2 missed super chats, says Christian Herald. Have I missed super chats? I think I got them all, but I could be wrong.
Do you want to go back and check?
I shall go
Clive?
back and check. Hold on, I'm checking.
Yes. And just focus on the task in hand.
Right, so...
Don't be so easily distracted. I'll fill in for you.
I got Mitch Kennedy's guy and Nemo. Just getting to have my brother. Merry Christmas, guys. Chris Wenham, if Alex Prest did funerals, what would they be like? We got that. Went via Buckfast Abbey, got that one. Graham, Germs, Berms, you're both wonderful brothers. Clive, don't think Ralph should get the lap. Don't you think? Yeah, we got that one. Fulwich, got that one. Stern Hub, we got that one. Dave Roberts, I think of that one. DIY Electronics Experiment, yes, we've got that one. DIY Electronics Experiment, again, one of my favourite electronic engineering, excellent. Hellhound, long time no see live stream. How are you doing? I think I got that. I'm not sure. If I didn't, then thank you. Needs Buckfast is Stern Hub, which I don't think I got that. I'm not sure. Stern Hub, you can't open the bucket Christmas venue. I did get that one. DIY Electronics, more radio frequency, got that one. Hi Clive from Ontario, Canada, got that one. El Perno, it requires carbonation, got that one. I got Debarpangosh, got that one from India. Random Uploader Guy, Stop Picking Ralph, got that one. Blue GM, Curdled Cocktail Christmas, got that one. I think I got most of them. But I can still miss
So
some.
have you got all of them, Clive?
I think I've got all of them.
You think so?
Yes.
Do you know so?
I'm pretty sure. I thought it'd be streaming in the live rather than the main channel. The live channel is now being threatened with demonetization by YouTube because I'm not streaming on it. And I thought I'd stream the main one because, well, that's what I did last year. So I thought, let's do it on this one again. It's got a bigger audience and it is aimed at everybody who watches the channel. I made 6 figures last year, but this year I'll earn less since the toy factory fired me for being so slow. Yes. Jack Attack. Thank you, now. It's much appreciated. To go towards a half bottle of Bells for Ralphie. Oh, no, don't, Ralph. That was the wrong thing to say. I have to go towards a quarter bottle of something better than Bells for Ralphie. Thank you.
Right, just so as to put things in perspective.
Or a full bottle
Bells
of supermarket whiskey, because they probably don't know.
Bells is a bland, innocuous, blended Scotch designed for those people who do not like flavour and plenty of ice to drown what's left.
Michael Nearson says the stream ended, but no, I don't think it did. How much was the bottle of cum?
About £45.
That's quite a lot, yes, but then prostitutes are very expensive.
Boom, boom.
Whiskey in a plastic bottle, Lord Elpis. You know, even Asda doesn't do the whiskey in a plastic bottle. They do the rum in a plastic bottle.
They've actually tried whiskey in paper cartons, which they call bottles. And it's a disaster. Nobody's interested. My advice, maltmates, is for all you whiskey aficionados who may be watching, never buy any spirits from a plastic container because the solvency of the alcohol dissolves the plastic and the plastic goes into your ingestion, you ingest it, and it doesn't do you any good.
Thank you, Josh. Many thanks to videos over the years. Happy holidays to you and Ralphie. Where can you get those festive pants you have on? Greetings from NL. You should be able to get them in the Netherlands, or certainly from the UK within Europe. These are made by Leo, L-E-O. And if you look up Leo trousers on eBay UK, you'll find these. These are the ones that have the dark bottom. They've got the orange section and then the dark blue top. I can't remember what the name. It's not Ilfracombe. No, it's one of those. Anyway, if you look for Leo High Vis, Hivis, you'll find them. Thank you, Paul Fotheringham. Greetings from East Kilbride. Hope you're both well. All the best in New Year's. Talking of which, Ralph?
Talking of which?
Memories from East Kilbride. What do you remember the most from East Kilbride? Not Hunter High.
Not Hunter High. It was a school that was a prefabricated secondary school that was basically just a mill for putting kids in to grind them into economical units for making money for the monster, basically. It was the darkest days, frankly, of our lives. School was a miserable, depressing, concrete place that stank of cheap pine disinfectant, bleach, and frustrated kids. What I remember up in the main shopping centre, there was an oval fountain, and now and again, some kid would steal a packet of
They
washing
didn't
up.
necessarily steal it, but they put washing up powder.
They stole it, Clive, out of the supermarket, and what they'd do is they'd rip open the carton of washing powder flakes, and they just tip it into the pool, and then go and stand back and observe as the
Foam
started
everywhere.
to get created as the water containing the detergent gets sucked into the jets that created the fountains. And before you know it,
Which were aerated.
which were after about 20
They were
minutes,
geysers.
it was so foamy that the foam was spilling over the edges of the pool, and old ladies were stopping and pointing.
You're not going to remember Dolan baths?
I remember the Dolan baths. Yeah,
or the cinema, which had one of the biggest screens in Europe?
It did, yes. Not that we were aware of that.
No, we weren't. We just thought cinemas were like that.
Yeah.
We thought they have these big, huge curtains that open this massive screen, that's round auditorium with all that massive sound. And then we went to cinemas afterwards and thought, this is a pokey wee hole.
Yes.
And that was standard apparently. Didn't realise what we had because it was so good. And the shopping centre was one of the earliest huge shopping centres, the Plaza. And the maintenance guys wore nylon boiler suits, which was lovely, as did the council workers.
My goodness, you'll never forget that, will you?
No, I won't forget that. Changed the direction of the life, etc. Wanted to be a council worker when I was young. I am replying to other comments here, like Jack Attack. It's when I can get a word in, because Ralph talks quite a lot.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
People
Well,
always
I've
used to
just
squirt
made you-
detergent into Fountain Commercial Road shopping precinct in Portsmouth. So it wasn't just restricted, says Simon, to
I've made you a unique cocktail.
Yes, a unique, highly alcoholic cocktail.
In honour of your channel, and you're giving me nothing but brickbats.
I should
and
make
abuse.
you a cocktail at some point, Ralph, but
Oh,
it
heaven
would
help
contain,
us.
yeah, it would contain cheap whiskey.
Right, Joe. I won't be waiting. I won't be. I'm happy to wait for that.
Dave Holloway says, what is the difference between brandy and cognac?
Difference between brandy and cognac is produced in a specific region of France, made to a specific standard from a specific variety of grapes, and it is matured in casks that are made specifically from Limousin and European oak, and very different from its southern cousin called Armagnac, which in fact is generally more interesting, in my opinion, and less pretentious. But cognac, you'll find that legally it has to be bottled in France, but you occasionally see good cognacs bottled by specialist liquor retailers, and they'll call it early landed brandy. In other words, the cask has left France, come over to Britain somewhere where it's matured in a warehouse, and then it's been bottled, but cannot be called cognac because of copyright infringement regulations, and it's therefore called brandy. But those in the know about it.
I suppose that's like champagne not being. You can have fizzy wines, but they're not allowed to call it champagne. And what's the other examples of that? But before I say that, thanks, Louise R. Love watching your videos, Clive. You have such a smooth voice. Also, we don't have interest in electrical stuff normally, so interesting when you explain it. And also, Foxtrot Lima, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Later, I hope everyone is enjoying themselves. I think we are. I hope we are. Diamond White has to be
Are you
bottled.
enjoying yourself, Clive?
Does Diamond White have to be bottled in Iceland, or is that White Lightning?
I think that Diamond White is.
What is Diamond White?
It's a vodka. There's an Icelandic vodka which gets filtered over volcanic pebbles or something.
Have you tried? Giro asks. It's just crashed again. But it's not the stream that's crashed. It's just the Chrome is crashing. Lovely. That's very good.
Oh dear.
So I'm just renewing it.
How awkward.
Have you tried? No, I can't even tell you what it is now because it's disappeared because I can't view it. Content.
Clive will be back with you shortly.
One
folks.
moment, please. If you're on YouTube, getting adverts again. adverts. I mean, they do pay for all the tax from AliExpress. It's cheap cider white lightning. I think you'll find it's exotic. Have you tried?
The drinks industry globally is full of pretensions and eccentricity.
Have you tried Old Forester 1920 bourbon? I don't know if you do bourbons.
Occasionally I do bourbons, Clive.
Oh, do you have a bourbon? Diamond White is cheap cider indeed, per 2, I think I find, as I say, it's luxury. Oh, what do you have? Do you actually have some?
Yeah.
Oh, it is flipped. Yes, the whole image is flipped. Okay, I didn't know that. We have a couple of cats here, thank you, Faulty David. I don't personally have cats. I just use Dreamies to lure local cats in. It brings all the cats to my yard. Knob, yes. Ralphie, do a best of the worst of Tramp Fuel edition. That'd be an interesting video, Ralph. Treasure Bro.
Best of a what?
Reviewing Tramp Fuel. That would be Tennant's Super Lager and things like that. I have a Dan Aykroyd wine bottle. Did he brand one?
I've no idea.
Was that the camera? I'm a drunk. It was the camera. It's reversing the image.
The camera's reversing the image, yes. Because you've got the screen pointing back the way.
Krzysztof, Merry Christmas to you in Australia. So what would you choose as something that tramps would drink to get drunk? Not methylated spirits, something that you can buy. White Lightning, probably.
Super Lager.
Do they still sell Super Lager?
Yeah. Still sell Super Lager. Also, the 3 litre bottles of cider, of industrial cider.
Has Ralph experienced absinthe? It's absinthe. He's made videos about absinthe.
I have made videos.
You got slated by the absinthe connoisseurs about that.
I didn't get slated. I get criticised because I wasn't being a perfectionist. But there again,
this is part of the sugar lump in the wrong direction or something like
that. The wrong angle or something absurd. But that's what you get in the drink scene. As soon as you're giving an opinion, and it's quite clear it's just an opinion, and it's unlikely that you're going to be fully informed unless you get absolutely forensic in some utmost detail of a particular distillery somewhere, anywhere. And the problem is that you'll miss out and you'll not be, fully up to date on it. So you just give an overview and someone will pick up on a technical issue that you've missed or a location issue or whatever, and this kind of pass a comment. But it's not a problem because I'm not pretending to be an expert. I'm just happen to be an enthusiast sharing an opinion.
So Gavin Thomas asks, as a whiskey expert, do they still sell Thunderbird?
I believe you can still get Thunderbird, and I remember drinking Thunderbird when I was a student and enjoying it. I enjoyed Thunderbird wine.
Oh, Galahad from Aldi? What's Galahad?
I've no idea. Never come across that.
Generally, the Aldi and the Lidl alcohol tends to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Dreamies plug, and the cats are getting 3 flavours of Dreamies this year as a gift.
Spoiled brats.
I'm drinking dark Budweiser. Now, someone's asking craft beer versus real ale. Now, I have to say, you have very close to you a place that makes very good beer.
Yes.
And it's real beer, and it is made in small-ish quantities.
Clive, no, they've moved.
They've moved now.
They've moved to Snugborough Estate.
Okay, but they produce a beer, my preferred choice of beer in the pub, because it's real. It's not mass-produced chemicals.
Correct. Local brewery called Odin, and they're very good.
Mm-hmm. Dan Aykroyd makes tequila or vodka. I think you'll find he brands it Strong & Co., but that's quite good that he's got a tie-in like that. Dan Aykroyd, you recognise the name, don't you?
Ghostbusters.
Absolutely. But what other productions did he appear in?
I've no idea, Clive, and I don't particularly care.
Oh, really?
What I can tell you is a lot of these stars, these media people, they basically they get approached through their agent, and we'd like to brand, your name and associate your name with this liquor variety, whether it be brandy, whiskey, tequila, whatever. And they say, "Oh, go ahead, show us the money." Basically, show us the money.
Thank you, Drew. Is that NASA Drew, I wonder? And also special effect Drew. I wonder if it is. Well, ultimately, yes. Do you know what happened? A prominent Chinese lighting brand got in touch. They sent me an email and said, "We really liked it when you took our last light apart. We'd like to send you more of our lights, and we're happy for you to take them apart and reverse engineer them, because that's what we're all about." That's a nice thing. It was the ceramic core light. Yeah. Lou Woods, we are on a mission. We are on a mission.
In other words, they've buttered you up, Clive, to get a free consultant.
Talking of Ghostbusters, Crystal Skull Vodka, Clive, gimmick. I think it's a gimmick, isn't it, CJ?
Gimmick.
Talking of which, do we have ghosts in the Isle of Man, Ralph?
Yes.
But the Isle of Man is entrenched in superstition. It was actually literally a penile colony. Is that the correct word for it?
Penal,
no.
Not penile.
Right.
Penal.
Probably a penile colony as well. But anyway, for witches.
Yeah. They
used to send witches here rather than execute them, because the Isle of Man is witch friendly. And we have a lot of witches and wizards here.
Yes. And
whole covens of witches here.
And kind of non-conformist, unconventional, eccentric people, Clive.
Yes. Penile busters. Do. Electron box. That's right. You missed a super chat. I'll tell about Twitch. You may listen. We've answered a few times. Hellhound says, "You missed a super chat. I'm sorry if I missed that. If you tell about Twitch, you might listen." I did leave a link to Twitch. I moved to Twitch because I got
what did you get?
Banned for a week on YouTube for setting my beard on fire in a short. And I had to move to Twitch to do the live stream, because you can't release a video in another associated channel like Big Clive Live, because it risks YouTube banning your channel outright, just deleting it right there and then, because it's some controversial stuff. And I haven't really live streamed on YouTube until now. And boring. Let's listen more to Ralph. Take it in turns, James Salt.
Yeah.
James.
And it shows.
Jesus, troublemaker. God. Really, I think he's Isle of Man.
Do you want to one of the twins? No. You want a bit more Clivey.com?
No, I can feel my head is already light. So you've got me intoxicated with your over-alcoholic beverage. Mouse says, "Clive live streams every Saturday on Twitch." I do indeed. And as a patron for early release videos and other goodies. Indeed, I do. But here's something I'll be asking you guys later on. Do you want other options like coffee and other things? Because Twitch is a bit... What is Twitch, Ralph? Not Twitch, Patreon. Patreon is a bit kind of wooden. They're not the most sophisticated. I am a bit pushed, actually, yes.
Right.
I blame Ralph. That's what his cocktail was all about.
Patreon, it's got more of a glitch than Twitch.
I did mean bells. Since Ralphie was rude to you, please have a nice drink instead.
Well, I gave you a nice drink. And you never even noticed the fishy residue in the parsley.
On the parsley.
When you were drinking that gorgeous cocktail. That's parsley.
Twitch is training for cam girls, Admiral Quality. The other option is OnlyFans, but then, I'd be tempted to do dirty stuff on OnlyFans, so it's probably a bad idea. Rumble, probably not, Chris Tov. It's not that big, but I do have an account at Rumble, but I've not used it.
You and OnlyFans.
Do you do coffee, Clive? GRSCO1. I am looking at coffee alongside Patreon. Hardly noticed the arsenic. It wouldn't surprise me, Lou Woods, if he'd put arsenic in it. Patreon is pretty much money for old rope, Lachlan McKenzie. Well, I'm not so sure about that. It gets better communication.
I'd say it's the BBC's money for old rope.
Who knows what he'll burn on OnlyFans? Just everything. All the hair would be burned. And I might even demonstrate the electrodes that I bought off AliExpress, but it's unlikely at this point in time. Would you like to try one? Graham Clive, you still lighting engineer? Yes, on specific jobs. Why the high vis in the house? It's so I can be seen by the cats, Nervash one. If you started an OnlyFans, you could call it Clive's Penal Colony. Yes, Mr. Sadface. BBC is money for old repeats. I got a license letter. I got a TV.
You got a license letter? Oh, you wicked sinner. Dear householder.
Just for anyone watching, you don't need a TV license to watch this live stream because Capita has been implying that you need a license to watch our content. And that's so wrong. You don't need a license to watch any content by me, Ralph, or most YouTubers. It's just them trying to make money. Thank you, Pete. Much appreciated. Thanks for your company for the year. You're welcome.
And when people are busy trying to make money without principles, they tend to set the morality compass fairly low down in the pecking order.
Treasurable Patreon founders are the band Pompomoose, who used to send their albums out by hand posting USB sticks. You gotta do what you gotta do. I've been looking at the 1 terabyte memory sticks on AliExpress for $1, and I'm thinking, no, they're not real. Thank you, Hellhound. Did you get your CR2032 battery? Plug Ralfy in. Ralph is already plugged into whiskey.
I know it doesn't look it, but I'm thoroughly illuminated.
Andrew James, can I send you a Wi-Fi access point to investigate? I think I've looked at one of those, not sure. But they're not that exciting inside because everything is locked in those chips. It's just very dense and lots of chips. Old sausage fingers speech, CJ. Your house isn't licensed, they told me. Yes, it's not a pub. Yes. Chabai. I would gladly pay the BBC even here from in America. No, don't, Christian Herald.
No.
Let them suffer. They're just a bunch of inbred arseholes anyway.
Clive, be tactful. But he's right.
You give me alcohol, Ralph, and it liberates the speech. And now I'm getting the Birch for no TV license. No, Steve Perry. They banned the Birch ages ago because someone was butthurt. Lol. But that's the point, that vandalism and all that just basically took off because they removed the main incentive not to vandalize stuff.
Yeah. The Birch worked.
Can we have more amateur electronics next year? We could, G-Max. I should throw in some more basic circuits. Do you mean the BB? Oh, don't dodgy FPV. This, Ralph, this will trigger Ralph. You mean the BBC, the pedo protection ring? He said pedo protection ring. Pedo, but not actually the other word. Yeah. Yes, but we don't talk about that.
Right. No.
Now then.
It's something that Britain has yet to actually fully awaken up to.
Yes, but anyway, let's not go there. It's not well oiled yet. I'm on my way, Jack Attack. I bought a 1 terabyte SSD from Ali to put in a PS2. It's fine as described, but it didn't cost $1, Strong & Co. UK Super Rascal Clive got a 1 terabyte, turned out to be 500 meg. They rewrite it. So it looks bigger, but then it looks as though it's storing stuff. But then ultimately it just rewrites over itself because it doesn't know that it's lower capacity, so it corrupts itself. Nice Savile impression indeed.
Sir. To you.
Sir Jimmy Savile, yeah.
Oh, sir.
Did he have his night ship removed? Or what?
Never. Never.
Really?
They don't do that.
Unleash the rage. Ralphie, more drinks for Clive? No, don't. More Ralphie, less Ralphie? What? It's not bigger on the inside. No, Bob Carpenter. The real Dalek wasn't. We had Daleks in the job before.
It's the TARDIS, Clive.
It is the TARDIS.
Time, TARDIS, time and dimension.
No, that's wrong. That's TAD.
Time,
carry on.
Time and relative dimension and space.
Though you got it, so you've not got that senileness. Yes, that's good.
Not yet.
British Brainwash Corporation, it was great in the past. It was absolutely Rar Farrell. It used to be worthwhile, but it's not anymore.
Used to be, yeah.
In the Galactic Cruise of the TARDIS, indeed. Note, formatting it or repartitioning it will not reveal the fraud. Only ways to a right test. Craig Matthews, I used to use a little app that was a native little one to DOS, and it used to basically write a random sequence of data to it and then read it back to determine what its capacity was. I did watch a video of Manchester.
So you can have an ornament off the tree.
You can have an ornament off the tree, Ralph.
Chocolate
TV
ornaments.
detection vehicle history. Do you know who's doing that more and more these days? Well, it's the NIC, EIC, and even HMRC have a van going around with tax investigation in your area. It's all scaremongering because that's all they've got to offer.
Yeah.
Useless people. But anyway, that's me getting angry now, isn't it, really?
It's pretty pathetic. Feel
the rage. I read that as LGBT. LE8T. Merry Christmas, thank you for all the videos. You've satisfied my many ADHD interests throughout the year. Excellent. Don't eat the glass ornaments. These are Lidl's finest chocolate Santas. And the reason I bought them was because they were the correct colour to our vintage Christmas tree ornaments and the correct flavour.
And
chocolate's pretty good, isn't it?
They're kind of pointed, so if you want, you can stick them up the bottom, let them melt, and pretend you've pooped your pants.
That's the chocolate suppositories. The big Santas are for that. Don't feel rage. Okay, rage-tist. I won't feel you. What's the weather now? Calm at the moment, but it's been warm. Stormy. It's been ridiculously warm.
Mm-hmm. Winter's the new summer.
Big Poundland Santa, yes. Don't ever do anything Max Beer Club anymore. NBC stream coming up on Twitch. It's going to be one of the standard streams. I'm an NIC, EIC, it's a massive waste of cash. It is at C voltage because it's just a marketing company. If you look up the small details, Kevin will be there, yes, Christian Howard. If you look up small details, the official title for the NIC, EIC is Voluntary Electrical Safety Organisation. They're not a government body. Are there many bears now, man? Yes, the Epic 1007, but they're all, because it's a stormy island, many of the blue-collar workers and truck drivers are very beardy, but not necessarily actually homo bears.
Clive got a chocolate Santa from his friend June.
Do they have little chocolate bottles?
And it's broken?
Yes, sorry, it was too tight. I didn't use lube in it.
What do you mean it was too tight? What do you mean?
Nothing. I still have flowers in my garden down in Kent. I've got flowers coming out in mine. Is there a distillery van I'm wanting to go to? I don't know about that.
No.
There's no fair in Tree.
You get distillery vans in Italy and France.
Uh-huh.
They go around the villages, and any surplus fruit which is going to decompose gets fermented, and then the travelling distillery lorry will actually ferment it. So we actually distill the fermentation for the customer, because basically it's a more civilized environment. The British authorities are very, very keen to make it quite clear what you're not allowed to do, including home distillation, because it's bad and evil, and you might go blind and produce all this methanol.
Scaremongering, yeah.
Total scaremongering.
It's just very unlikely to produce methanol. Alexander Dumas, is it risky to use a 315 megahertz remote control socket in Europe? I wouldn't say it really is. I'm not sure what the legal frequencies are. 433 megahertz. I'm pretty sure 315 megahertz is okay here. But it's such low power and so brief that it was not really going to be an issue. Maybe if it was an unauthorized frequency on a larger scale, it would be more of an issue. Thank you. Excuse me. Besselink.
Excuse me.
Merry Christmas in the Netherlands. You guys ever been there? I have. I used to travel the fairground to
somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Where did it go?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Your chocolate Santa's melting and giving you chocolatey, melty fingers.
It is indeed. What is it? God, where did it go with the fairground?
Went to Holland.
Tilburg,
yeah.
The Tilburg Keramist. I used to travel with the Hellraiser Waltzer. Simple-minded one UK. I love Franlab, indeed. Not to Efteling. I have been to the Efteling, though. Amazing theme park if you're into Willy. Because the Dutch being the Dutch, they don't censor as much. And it's normal for children's rides to have, like, ethnically inappropriate statues with big willies. And devils
What?
with big willies. Ralph, look it up online. Look up the Efteling.
Oh,
it's a great theme park.
I'm triggered and shocked and offended.
UK Super Ralfy Clive, added your YouTube RSS to my Newsboat app. I haven't a clue what that is. What happens at the fair stays at the fair.
Because you're
not so sure about that, Ram 50.
Because you're not techie enough.
The Efteling is so great, says Johnny Treffers. It is. It's like Disney, but after a drink. Just Google Dutch Willie. I'm not sure I want to Google Dutch Willie. Love from Tilburg. Greetings back to Tilburg. Guess. Best make of chocolate liqueurs. Lord, dude. Well, to be honest, I really used to like the Thornton's chocolate liqueurs, the crispy sugar-shelled ones.
I remember them.
Do they make them anymore now that Thornton's been bought out by
Ferrero?
But there are some sugar. Do you know how they make do they blow the? No, they don't. It's a super saturated sugar solution, and as soon as they pour it into the molds, as the liquid comes out, it creates a sugar crust, and then they dip it in chocolate.
Yeah.
But they used to make those. There still are companies that do that. Clive's a carny, totally in Puchmaxi. I used to make fairground lighting control equipment and fairground games.
He's done it all.
In fact, a video coming up, the patron's seen it already, is how the crane claw grab works. What's inside? I took one apart, and it's a scam. When is another beard club planned? Richard and Baz. Shh. This coming Saturday, probably. At June's place.
But don't tell anybody.
Simon First says, do you remember those sugar mice? My mum would always buy some at Christmas every year.
Yes.
Wasn't that at Christmas? Didn't we have them in the tree?
We did. They had little string tails.
Oh, they came from Thornton's.
You got a pink one, white one, and a yellow one. And they were solid kind of...
I think they had blue ones and green ones as well, but they were nice. They were just solid sugar.
Yes.
Admiral Quality used to work in a popsicle factory. Mm-hmm. Ralph, where would one sell a bottle of whiskey? Laser, that's a very odd question. Laser,
it's a whiskey auction.
Or a whiskey. If you've got a specialist bottle of whiskey, yeah, whiskey auction. Does June know? Yes, but he doesn't know what I'm going to be putting on the shelf in the background. Shh. Cadbury is absolutely tragic now. Do you know, Mark, that Cadbury's have had their royal seal of approval just removed?
It's the Royal Warrant Club.
The Royal Warrant. And sugared almonds, Simon Fair. There, we also used to get sugared almond, didn't we?
Yes.
I used to do sugar teeth. They did, Oscar S. And everything, sugar kippers.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do the rock kippers. And I remember going into a rock shop in Eleman where they were actually making the rock. But it was unique because it was square. Cadbury's are now shite, unfortunately. Lee Goodair, you are correct.
Correct. Cadbury's are shite. Extremely inferior. Cheap.
But Treasure Bloke says, but Cadbury's is still nice.
Owned by a company called Mondelez, which is a very poor quality confectionery producer.
Lord Elvis says, coconut tobacco, but what was it called?
Golden Treasure.
No. It wasn't. We bought it at Birrell's.
We did.
Spanish Gold.
Spanish Gold, there you go.
Do you want some more fizz?
Yes, please.
Okay, you have some more fizz.
And then the bottle's done.
Basically speaking, it was little pouches, tobacco pouches sold to children.
Oh,
Ralph. Ralph.
Oh, no, I've had a spell.
Ralph, you've over-fizzed. They used to sell not just fake cigarettes to children in the past, but they used to sell pouches of tobacco, which was actually shredded coconut covered in cocoa.
Yes.
And drinking chocolate, really. And chocolate cigarettes, they were quite nice, but quite hard to get the paper off.
And licorice pipes.
Licorice pipes. It used to be all cigarettes and tobacco.
It was, you see, the food industry invests in itself.
Someone suggested you mop the spillage up with your cap.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, remember the shredded tobacco says C voltage. Yeah, you could still buy it from specialist shops. If you go online and type Spanish Gold or sweet tobacco, you'll find it. You took the paper off. Yes, Tom Harrison. It was got between your teeth otherwise. Do you remember, Ralph, at Birrell's, the sugar eggs that had a chocolate coating inside, but they were hollow?
Yes.
And they're really hard. And when they burst, they actually lacerated your mouth.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And gobstoppers that you could choke on.
Aoife Tully says, can you say hello to my fiancé Shane in Ireland? I got him a shite gift. I want to make it better. Greetings, Shane in Ireland. Enjoy your shite gift. Just appreciate it for what it is. Thank you.
Yes.
The paper is edible, says a chipmunk. It wasn't, Ralph. It wasn't.
So even if you don't like it, pretend you like it.
Yeah, just
and sort of like it, because you're not getting anything else.
Suck it up, lover, is the message here. Thank you, David Glover, AOK. Greetings. Merry Christmas from a patron, both you and Ask Ralphie. Both you and Ask Ralphie about Linkwood, enjoying a bottle of single cask tomorrow.
Really?
It also says, Clive, are you healthy?
Excuse me, Clive.
Can we just finish me?
Oh,
yes, I'm healthy as far as I know. I've lost 2 stone since I came back from the tattoo, and I'm doing fine.
Jeez, whenever did you start being healthy?
I'm healthy, Ralph. Good, healthy.
Clive has been on a prolonged ketogenic diet, and it's actually worked a treat. I think he's done the right thing at the right time, because he was becoming more morbidly obese.
Really?
Which isn't
I wasn't
helping.
really that morbidly obese.
Because
I carried it well, because I'm very hunky.
Clive,
thank you, David Taylor.
He was.
Here's a £5. Can Ralph make another boggin cocktail, please? No, don't encourage him. Also used to smoke rollies with licorice papers and menthol tips.
Oh,
sugary.
Wonderful.
Now you've got vapes and you kind of them all in one.
Yes, they're the new thing that causes damage.
Yes, according to, but the NHS still endorses them over cigarettes. Merry Christmas, both you and Ralph, says Device Modder. Greetings back to you. And Merry Christmas to you. 10-year-old from me, Cass, I love kipper smoke. Lafroig, 10-year-old.
Lafroig, Clive.
Lafroig.
10-year-old is quite kippery.
Isn't that the one
because of the iodine?
No, that's the one I redistilled.
And as for Linkwood is a classic Speyside single malt of a particularly fruity note. And if you have a bottle of Linkwood, generally you're going to be quite happy with what you've got. But if you want something special, get them from the independent bottlers, because they prepare and bring out the singularity of that signature from Linkwood, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Did your recently bottled Ralfie brand whiskey, did it sell out?
It's both basically sold out, yes.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to promote it, but if it's sold out... Anyway, what's the shop they could get it if there's any left in Glasgow?
If there's any left, there's only one shop you can get it. It's the Good Spirits Company at number 23 Bath Street, just opposite the Buchanan Galleries.
And just ask for Ralphie's whiskey. Because it's very rare, because he only bottles a cask every so often, and it sells out like that.
Quite quickly, because the price is right.
Now, Arm says, well, Clive, what's the heaviest you weighed? Well, the heaviest I weighed, the scales rolled at 19 stone. 19 stone?
You said the scales rolled, Clive. The scales failed?
No, they went back round to 0, and they said, no coach parties, please. And... they went back to 0. 19 stone is 19 times 14 gives you in pounds, divide by 2.2, and that gives you in kilograms. But it was quite heavy, and at that point in time, I lost a lot of weight. I realized that was when the scales go right back to 0, you kind of know something's wrong, really, don't you? Yeah. But the modern scales do go higher, because people are fatter now because sugar.
Because unfortunately, people are groomed and participate in this grooming. Buying in supermarket, heavily processed, highly refined carbohydrates, pre-prepared meals loaded with chemicals and nutritionally deplete. Indeed,
Admiral Quality, you rolled the counter, you beat the game. That's it. I beat the scales.
Yes.
Simple-minded One UK says, 19 stones isn't that bad. Discover the keto diet, very easy. I used to go to a club called Backstreet. I used to go to one called, what was the club I went to? It was called Burley, and then it got raided by the police and shut down.
Yeah, but for a good reason, because there was Gentlemen.
There was sex going on. I didn't engage in the sex.
No.
But the person that was caught by the police, when the police raided it, because of the nature of the event being burly and about for bears and the fetish image, when the police raided it, people thought it was an act and they didn't realise that it was a police raid. And then they went in and the person they arrested was a lawyer. And so it didn't really go down too well.
Oh, there you go. The rich tapestry of life.
They were caught their trousers down, so they brought it upon themselves, Simon Fair. They could have just had burly, it could have just been a male event, but they had to have the camouflage area for casual sex, and it was used, and then that's what went wrong. And it was a female member of staff that reported them to the police.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Ralfy says, was Karen.
Loaded with chemicals while sipping a banana, in inverted commas, liqueur, strong and co. Creme de banane, Ralph.
Yeah.
Does it contain real banana?
I have no idea.
It doesn't. Spoilers.
I don't doubt that. There's actually a small distillery in Madeira, or Madeira, as it's pronounced.
Have some Madeira.
That they produced some indigenous bananas which were too small to comply with EU regulations. So there were several tons of bananas being basically left to rot, and a local rum maker bought them, fermented them, and distilled the resultant ferment into a phenomenal, authentic banana liqueur.
Would it have even tasted banana, though?
I have tasted it, Clive. It was exquisite.
I'm not convinced that it's not going to be banana flavour.
Exquisite, Clive.
I have
Trust me, Clive.
Ralph.
I'm the Epicurean.
Ralph.
You've got no taste at all because you're a pleb.
I have what Genius System is stone. It's terrible Mash River. It's £14 in a stone, but we weigh ourselves in a stone. I have some banoffee pie flavouring if you want to add it to vodka and pretend you're drinking a posh liqueur, Ralph. I believe the Jamaicans make a true banana liqueur, says Brian Spencer.
Yeah, they do.
You can find out. Is he talking about Unicum again? Yes.
No.
Sunhouse says, "Oh my God, I've been seduced by Ralfy at first glance." There you go.
Oh, there we go.
That's his uncontrollable lust.
For what?
A big cloud live stream. It is indeed, Circuit Burger. Greetings.
Yourself.
It did start off vertical earlier when it all went wrong, as happens a lot on YouTube because they're trying to force vertical format. And even though I selected horizontal format, it went horribly wrong. Someone's saying that the tree could have done with more lights, but to be honest, before this stream, we were talking about how trees have too many lights and how in the past there were 20 big lights in our old tree, plus about 20 more at the top, small lights, and that was enough at the time.
Totally. Simply more traditional and authentic and less indulgent.
Simple-Minded One UK says, given that banana is a common off flavour in brewing, I'd be surprised it wasn't present in the finished item. I don't know if the flavour of actual banana. Do you know there's one way to find out? And it's to ferment banana.
There you go.
And then distill it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Even though that's illegal. Your room is freakishly bright. We did that for the lighting. Yeah, sorry. It is freakishly bright. Quality Auto 1080p. When did YouTube start doing that? Because it used to just be 720, but it might be the fact this is the Samsung phone and might be putting out a higher resolution. Thank you, John Douglas. Merry Christmas to you both. What's the name of the banana cream drink? Creme de banane. It's back to front, by the way, Ralph.
I know, but I'll hold up anyway. And then they can reverse it by looking at the thing in the mirror. You
could say what it is, Ralph. What does it read? Read the bottle, Ralph.
Right.
But creme de banane will find you a local one.
It's Tempus Fugit Spirits, creme de banane liqueur, 26%.
Lord Elpis mentions created using real sun-ripe bananas. What company? Creme de banane is the best-selling banana liqueur.
Yeah, I can.
Which one?
You what? Sorry.
Which one is that? What one is he describing? It's Balls.
Balls, yeah.
Mum used to drink Balls Abricot because I remember a friend saying, was it Jacqueline, Marvin, and Ruth, the McLeans, saying we were drinking Abricot, and I said, "Mum's got balls," and they thought it was really funny. Prefer cider from my area and the local brewery. Ralph offered Simon for this stream, cider for this stream, Herman Schaefer, but I felt it was too much. We'll just drink this plonk first.
It's for the best.
Creme de cacao, £10. If for spoilers, I made a video ages back. Should make another one showing that you can get chemical flavorings off eBay. If you make a base liqueur, which is vodka with quite a lot of sugar dissolved in it,
easy done.
You can make out what they call simple syrup,
yes,
which is basically just sugar and water, but with alcohol. And then you add 1 drip of the flavoring, mix it in, instant liqueur. Honestly, you wouldn't be able to identify it from most of the generic liqueurs. And it means that you can have a bottle of base spirit liqueur, and then you can have all these little bottles of flavoring, and you've basically got a cocktail cabinet in a tiny area that's very affordable. Yes.
Now you have it. Now you know.
There you have it, yes. It ruined it for me because now people say, oh, would you like this exotic cocktail? And they go, oh my God, there's creme de banana and creme de cacao. And I'm just thinking chemical flavoring and sugar and ethanol. It ruined it for me.
People are happy.
Just don't let them know that what they're getting when they go to Delmonico's in Glasgow and they get their exotic cocktails.
Yeah. It's all.
I won't name their cocktails.
It's all money spinner stuff.
Sex on the beach is understatement for some of them. I used to make slow gin. That's nice, DCL, indeed. Creme de la Cotar, Admiral quality. Well, what did I do, Ralph? I salvaged the coal dust from your fireplace here.
You did.
And it's been soaking in vodka since, and it tastes super strong and sooty. And it tastes delicious. Quite nice. It does.
Absolutely delicious.
I call it London smog.
Yeah. This is actually dissolving chimney soot in neutral spirit, and it takes on powerful, complex phenolic qualities that you would find in a peated Scotch whisky.
Simple-minded one UK, I shall avoid cocktails and Dells then. Know that Dells also do, and like the NBC threatened to come across to Glasgow last time across, we were going to go to Dells and get their meal deal. Do you know what their meal deal is? A pizza and a bottle of Prosecco. The Delmonico's in Glasgow is very affordable. It's a gay bar, but it's very down to earth. It is a gay bar.
It is a gay bar.
And it's very gay, but it looks great, and it's owned by someone who is not gay.
Yeah, happens.
It's owned by Stephen King,
the
G1 group, who owns most of the gay bars in Scotland.
Yeah.
And very ungay, but knows that gay bars are not only trouble-free, but very
lucrative.
Profitable.
Yeah, they're very profitable. And as mentioned, trouble-free.
No
in fact, there's many girls go for a girls' night out, and they'll end up in a gay bar because they feel unthreatened and safe, and they enjoy getting mildly intoxicated, surrounded by gorgeous guys that they can never get off with.
Yes. Which makes me think lots of straight men probably go there and pretend they're gay just so they can
get off with the girls. Yeah.
Horovac's talking about something, I'm not sure. I'm looking for his post about it's to do with liquor, I think. No Brains Garage says, what up, Big Clive? Merry Christmas from Finland. I watch all your videos. Greetings back to Finland. Jack Attack Polo. I used to go to the pole lounge all the time when I first embraced reality, and it used to be exquisite. It used to have when
you first embraced your fantasy.
Yes. When I first came to conclusion, the polo lounge was great, but they've ruined it. It started off very stylish with it was an old bank, and it had a huge glass boardroom table. And I remember the Robot Club of Glasgow, or whatever it was, we had a meeting at a table because it was just perfect for it. And they used to serve coffee and liquor. And the place had flock wallpaper, and it had paintings all around it. It was so dignified. And then they had it made over by a designer, and it was all candy stripes, and they got rid of all the style. But by getting rid of the big glass table, they could fit more people in, and it was very busy. My ears used to be whistling by the time I'd been there, though. Thank you, Rio. Merry Christmas to you too. Is Dell's the one with the good bogs? Dell's, Simon Rawl, is the one with the disco button in the bogs. The one that I made a video of for Facebook and then released it not realizing I was using a different one, YouTube to full public view of me pushing a button in a gay bar and it playing dance music and playing disco lights. And I remember discovering it. I saw all the comments going up. I can remember sitting in Dells with my pint of cider and my face just going bright red and thinking, what the fuck do I do now? And the answer was,
totally outed yourself.
The answer was, if I hide the video now, people will be like, what was that? And I thought, I'll just let it burn and see what happens. And I explained to the statistics and it said how many unsubscribers, and there were none.
There you go.
There you go. As a queer enjoy going to straight bars make it uncomfortable for them, quite the opposite. The gay bars are better. What's the average of patrons in gay bars?
What's the what?
It's wide, Alexandra Dumas. It's very wide age range.
Hello, Fluffy.
That's Fluffy. Fluffy's
Hello,
not
Fluffy.
The one that was in before. It's another kitty.
Come get your big huggies.
Go on, you. See how long
Ooh.
Right, place your bets now. How long is Fluff going to stay on Ralph's lap? See the uncomfortableness. The fact Fluff isn't settling down. Admiral quality sailors originally wore gold earrings to have money to get the body shipped back home, just videos are Admiral quality. The reason I have a gold earring is because traditionally when I was an apprentice, when you ran your first job, you got a gold trade earring. That's why I have a gold earring. Has Ralph heard of Cool Swan Cream Liqueur?
No.
COOLE Swan Cream Liqueur. I've never heard of it. Ralph is posh, I oft tell you. Ralph only drinks incredibly posh whiskey.
No, incredible quality whiskey.
Gearfinger,
Because I'm
thank
sipping
you.
it, not guzzling it.
Here's to a spectacular 2005. Haven't been electrocuted this year. That does mean death. And put that in part to your excellent videos. Cheers from Edinburgh. Ross. I didn't have a meetup in Edinburgh this year. There was just no time.
It was a little
The job was
Fluffy's come
so
to
busy.
see you.
Hi, cutie cat.
A little
Hey,
Fluffy.
cutie. And you come in my lap. Let's have a competition. Let's see whose lap.
Right, Fluffy, come to Daddy.
No.
Because Daddy loves you more. Just ignore Uncle Clive.
Just rolling on the floor isn't helping. No, cat.
Don't you boy
No,
with that
don't go
big
towards
lumpy-
Ralph.
Don't go with
Don't
that
go
big
towards
lumpy
Ralph.
bitch.
Don't go towards
Come
Ralph.
to Daddy.
Come to
Daddy.
Clive. Come to
Listen.
Uncle Clive.
Oh.
No.
No, he's just
fucked
playing
off,
us both.
yes.
He's playing us both cynically. He's back in. What a teaser.
And he's back in.
Yes.
And he's over to my area. And he's just brushed his tail against me, and that means I win. Hold on.
He doesn't want to know you.
Oh, kitty cat.
He thinks you're just a big lumpy bitch.
Oh, you're just in from the rain. You're just in from the rain, you big mog.
He's a
Big
sweet.
mog. Yep. But not a lap cat. None of them are lap cats. Do you know why not?
They're not like
Because you've always got your laptop in your lap.
Not at all.
But
not
if you scratch them under the chin, they can't
they love the
resist
scratches.
being on your lap. Poor bloody cat. It's not a poor bloody cat. It's a pampered bitch cat.
Clive, don't
What a beautiful
call
kitty.
Fluffy a bitch.
Absolutely.
That's not nice.
Clive is huge. That cat's like a lynx. They're huge. They are really big cats.
Both of them, yes.
Is that a Manx cat? It's not. It has a tail. Look,
Yeah, look at
it's
that
got a
big
tail.
fluffy tail. Oh, don't you like you getting your bottom smacked? Oh, yay.
It says meow.
Oh, there goes the carpet.
Oh, yeah, the carpet is now destroyed. It's overexcited kitty rolling on its back now.
That's because it's got a visit from Uncle Clive.
Yeah.
So it knows there's going to be treats at some point, and you better make
It
it
is.
snappy.
It is cat abuse, my left, but the cats kind of love it. They really do enjoy that.
And
Look up
little
cat
fluffy.
spanking on YouTube.
Little fluffy,
It probably is masturbation in a way.
fluffy
Yes.
tummy, fluffy tummy.
Was it Mr. Clive's shop? I'm not really sure, but I went
Toffee
into a
tummy.
shop in Paris called Big Man, and I thought they were going to sell big clothes. No, they didn't. It was in the sex area of Paris, and it was a gay sex toy shop. I didn't buy anything. Was the shop Mr. Ben? No. Oh, I've heard of Mr. Ben's shop, though. It is born in the Isle of Man, but it's not a Manx cat as such.
Can the viewers hear the purring?
Can the viewers hear the purring? If you put your, I don't know.
I have, but now he's moving away.
He's just wandering. He's playing tease me, chase me, I'm a kitty. And back in again, you little whore.
Clive.
You cat. Oh, and
Be
roll
nice.
your back and scratch the carpet, yes. Thank you, Jesus Christ Bomb. Much appreciated. Keep it up. Indeed. Plot twist, Catch was actually searching for tea caddy. Mr. Ben was near St. Enoch's. I remember that, Mr. Ben in Glasgow. That's a long time ago. Thank you, DIY Electronics. Big support for the electronics teardowns and analysis videos. Thank you, much appreciated. More coming next year. Andrew Jens, that is very generous. Is that Austrian dollars? Thank you for your channel. Please consider doing a few more food alcohol collab videos next year. Cheers from Australia. I will do. I was going to buy a cat while in France, but then it would have meant I'd chat myself. Simon Fur. Indeed. Boo. Do you know what I'm thinking of now? Now you've said that, I'm thinking of the shops in France and the Christmas lights in France round about this time of year that were pretty good. They were interesting. What are you drinking? Cheap fizzy wine, Caucas. Nice dollar dues indeed. Andrew scored 100. Cats know best. They can know best. They know how to exploit Ralph.
A wee question for you.
Yes.
A wee question. How long is this live stream going on? You've been over 2 hours. And
is it 2 hours?
You've been over 2 hours, and these good people, Clive,
it's normally an hour and a half.
are trying to enjoy their Christmas.
It's normally an hour and a half.
And
Ralph, how many are watching it right now? Have a guess.
6, 7?
1,464.
Really?
Yes.
My goodness, they must have horrible families.
Do we set a time for the stream to end? So it's 23:09. So that's 11 p.m. 11:09 p.m. here. Yeah. Do we end at past?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it's not going to be so abrupt.
Yeah, it's not going to be abrupt.
We can't wait till Clive is so wasted. That's what they want, John Gibb, because they know it gets more and more abstract as we have drinks.
Clive, do you want me to make you another big Clive?
No, I do not. I do not, because I don't wish to projectile vomit on Christmas Day.
But that's tomorrow.
Yes. My family ain't horrible, but they're all
pissed.
asleep right now. I'm slightly pissed, yes.
That's
Cats
shocking.
climb Christmas trees, cause fires. No, Mash River, because we use low voltage lights on the trees.
That's disgraceful. There's
Actually,
a wee blue band.
You've
missed our live chat thingy streaming.
Have I missed it? Hold on, I'm zooming down.
Yeah.
Thank you, GM Electronics. Any plans or for how to or instructional videos? It's a very mixed bag, but what you're going to get is an interesting selection. I don't even know what it is myself. People say, what was your favorite video last year? Divide 365 by 2, that's about 182. And that's how many videos I made last year. I honestly don't know, because I'd have to go back through them all. I released so many videos.
It's no wonder so many folk have unsubscribed.
It's video diarrhea.
Yes.
Proto 8:50 midnight.
No,
we won't go for that, but we'll go for 11 p.m. here. Half an hour to Christmas Day. Are you going to watch Home Alone movie? Never seen the Home Alone movie.
No.
Will there be a Scruff Dog stream after that? There won't run, not unless Scruff Dog decides to do one, but that tends to be in the Saturdays. Is it Christmas now? It's not Christmas yet here. Christmas it's 11 p.m., 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve here on the Isle of Man and the UK. Oh, what was that about Usagi's electric tube computer? Amazing, Kerry and Christian. Though what he did, Usagi Electric, getting that old tube computer working, playing music, and the Punch tape video, both absolutely stellar content, like Curious Mark, both amazing channels, but so specialist, we'll never get the views of clickbait channels. That's just the way it is. That's the peril, Ralph. You could have a trashy whiskey channel and it would get high views. You make a quality one, you'll get low views.
Correct.
The more complex your electronic channel is, the better the channel is, ultimately, the less views it gets, because it appeals to a lower quantity of people.
Who are more discerning.
Yes. But I prefer to go for the more quality clientele, if you don't mind me saying so, because I think that they appreciate it more, and it has to be catered for. High voltage candles are much more fun.
You got lucky.
Thompson, they are, yes. Plasma candles. Look up plasma candle. Quality over quantity, Gazarus, we have to fill each area of YouTube. His 1-bit valve computer, indeed, DC Allen, is one that's been building them all with the Punch tape reader. Amazing. Best video is Fanny Flambeau. Simon Roll, I still have Fanny Flambeau and she's still loaded.
You've got
I don't have her here.
a highlight.
I've got a little highlight here. DIY Electronics Experiment, always big support no matter the content. Thank you, much appreciated. Why does all the orange stuff go bang? It's the pink stuff that goes bang, because I get the pink stuff to go bang. What does the flag of the paw print mean in some of your videos? Day 1, 2, 3. That's the Bear Brotherhood flag. Look it up. A lot of technical people are bears.
It's true.
I'm low quality and very appreciated. Low quality is good, Marka. Scottish Army MRE, indeed, Fuller. So many people thought that was real, that YouTube's search, it went kind of viral at the time, and Google search, if you typed in Scottish Army MRE, came up nuclear ration heater. It didn't exist. It was fake. It was the inside of a vape filled with fluorescent liquid and with a piece of welding rod stuffed down the middle of it.
But it worked.
It did. Valve Computer ENIAC. So, Ralph, if you had to choose one whiskey,
Yes.
that was the supreme mother of all whiskies, the father of all whiskies, the master of
the
all
absolute
whiskies,
lodestone.
what would it be?
I have no idea because it doesn't exist. There is no greatest whiskey. It's an illusion. It's a figment.
Everybody has their own preference. They have their own taste and their own feel for a whiskey. It might be cheap, it might be expensive.
And people have to be honest with themselves because it's very easy to get sucked into marketing BS.
Being a non-whiskey expert, Ralph, supermarket whiskey, the blended whiskies, are engineered and they're flavoured, but they taste great.
Really? Do they?
Yes, to me,
Right,
to
to
the
you,
untrained palate.
Yeah.
Your Fruno stories was
You're not
good, says
understating
DW.
that.
Brian Spencer says, I just installed an interesting ozone generator to sterilise well water, commonly used for sterilising public water as well. Ralph's got an ozone water steriliser upstairs. Do you know that? Do you know you've got one of those?
No.
See that thing in your bedroom that blows out ozone through the air stone and makes bubbles?
Yeah.
That's the ozone water steriliser.
Is it?
But anyway, you've got one of those. But also you have the UVC lights. And I do now have a UVC meter. I had that Ardbeg tree barn the other day night, like £35 a shot, Gazareth. Was good but not worth the money.
No.
Supermarket whiskey, particularly if I've had a drink. May I please be excused, my brain is full. You may be excused, Benji. There will be more next week, though. Empty your brain readiness for more stuff. There was a scam heater commercial that used a shot your bench, aluminum fence, and also the power saver plugs use shots from my bench as well. And there's a video, there's an advert, a Chinese advert for a insect trap that uses my voice, edited and spliced, so it's just solid me narrating it like an advertiser. It's hilarious. The best kept whiskey, and I approve of this, Strong & Co., the best whiskey is the one you have in your glass, because you chose it.
It just depends how desperate you are.
And when you've got low standards like me, that's fine. Do you like peated versions or not, says Andrew Diggin. Peated whiskies?
Well, Clive, if you want to try some peated whiskey, I'm happy to oblige.
What's your preference, peated or unpeated?
I like both.
Ralph likes both. Favourite is Glenmorangie Signet, Aaron Williams says.
It's competent.
I'd be interested to hear the advert you did, Clive. It's basically how I should have made the video because they managed to cram my whole video into like a short. Big Clive Satnav. You know, YouTube has introduced something recently, said, tick this box if you want. Ralph will have had this as well because it's set to off by default. Tick this box if you want to allow AI companies to educate, to teach their AI based on your content. You're like, no, because
But they will anyway.
they're going to anyway.
They're not
Ultimately,
accountable.
they're just going to steal it anyway. But in the future, I've told Ralph this and I've told myself this. When Ralph is dead, his effigy in an AI form is going to be making whiskey adverts for whiskies that you'd thoroughly disapprove of.
Probably.
Uncle Veman, are there distilleries in Isle of Man? There are.
There are, yeah, several.
Ralph
An
likes
Audrey
whiskey
distillery,
end of,
an
Tim
Outlier
Hollingworth,
distillery.
yeah.
There's two.
Outlier comes to mind, indeed.
Yeah.
I was
Producing-
always taught to rinse the glass with water with single malts, Chipmunk says.
Right, so that's a kind of old habit thing for people that didn't want to add water to the whiskey, but understood that if you had a little bit of water in the whiskey, it would open up the complexity and the qualities of it. So yeah, there's some substance to that, but you're better just to have a teaspoonful or a dropper or something, and just add a drop of water into the whiskey, into a standard dry, ready, clean glass, and then give it a minute in the glass for each year in the cask.
Horowac's made a controversial whiskey statement, Ralph.
Did he?
Jameson is actually surprisingly good. I like Lafrague. Balvenie when I'm feeling gay. I very much enjoyed Oban, and Redbreast is one Irish whiskey I like.
Yeah, fine, fair play. Redbreast can be good. If you go for the standard 12-year-old cask strength, fine. 15 qualities variable. I think we'll see more variability with Redbreast. The thing about Redbreast is it's a particular style of Irish whiskey. It's what's called pot still whiskey, which is a combination of malted and unmalted barley, which gives a greenness and lightness and more of a mintiness to the whiskey. And it's an interesting signature specific to Irish whiskey production, and it can be very, very good. But because of people's awareness of it, it's also becoming very expensive and charging more than it's actually worth.
The more popular it is, the price goes up. It just gets price gouged. Whiskey best when cold and neat, says Brian Spencer.
You what, sorry?
Whiskey best when cold and neat?
Room temperature and neat, and add just a drop of water just to open up the flavour profile.
UK Shibarasco says, Merry Christmas to all. Have a good 2025. Absolutely. Never add water, perhaps a cube of ice. Well, you know what I did last night, Skip Ad Expert. I had the last of the carbonated Jack Daniels, number 7.
Oh my.
With 1 cube of ice.
Did you?
And I had 2 shots.
My
before
goodness,
going to bed.
It's practically a cocktail for you.
Yes. DGT Entertainment Events, Evening Clive, Ralfy and all seasons. Greetings. Greetings to you. Tap water, spring water, filtered water, vodka water, BB. That's a complex question because water is not water.
Water is not water.
Scottish water would be ideal, but Scottish water is very high purity and is next best thing to distilled water.
Depending where it comes from.
Never add water, says Skip Ad Expert, but that's
Untrue.
Controversial.
Untrue. That's Luddite talk.
Thank you, Rurpold. I like that name, Rurpold. I think Ralphie wants a scratcher. Can you shout out to my pal Ilbert? Happy Christmas both. Greetings, Ilbert.
Greetings, Ilbert.
Oh, Jack Attack. Yamazaki 55-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey?
Yamazaki is Japanese whiskey.
Yamazaki's Japanese Jack Attack. Shame on you.
And at that age, it'll be outrageously expensive and frankly not worth it.
9 minutes to go, just so you know that, said Clive, holding up 5 fingers and then 4 just to represent 9 minutes. Do you know Baron Otard cognac, Ralph?
Yes.
Patrick Crane.
Baron Otard cognac.
Baron Otard.
It's one of the lesser known brands. It is perfectly competent. All cognacs are competent. What you're looking at, what you're looking for with a cognac is a less well-known brand that bottles above 40%, 43% and above.
Oh,
that's
Craig,
where the real quality is delivered.
Craig, I don't want to ask Ralph this question. It's complicated. It's going to result in a long answer. Craig Matthews says, what does the water do? It's always 70 to 80% water, so what's 1 drop more?
1 drop more reduces the ability of the alcohol to hold on to the concentration of flavour chemicals naturally sourced from the spirit in the cask, which comprise the whiskey profile. When you weaken the ability of the alcohol by adding water, in other words, you're diluting the alcohol a bit further, it releases the natural flavour chemicals, the esters, the aldehydes, into the glass, into the air. Your nose more complex, and then when you taste the whiskey, you taste more complexity.
Not Another Dove says, Merry Christmas. Dan Gleeville says, missed you on YouTube, Clive. Keep in mind the live streams are still ongoing on Twitch, bigclive.com. Opinions on council juice? What's council juice?
Council juice, Clive, is probably either council house or council workers. Hooch.
Sounds good to me.
Cheap
What's the
and
difference
cheerful.
between the water of life and whiskey? DW Ralfy.
None. Whiskey is the water of life.
What does Ralfy think of Middleton very rare?
Overpriced, overpackaged, and pompous and pretentious and under-delivering.
Ultimately, when it comes to whiskey, what you like is what you like.
Yes.
Council juice is water. Oh, right, okay. The water here in the Isle of Man is extremely pure. There's virtually no impurities in it.
It's very good, actually. It's soft water.
But we're used to Scottish water, which is also extremely pure. Pure. DIY Electronics, my last dono, good luck to you and happy holidays. And to you. The stream will be ending in 7 minutes. Just so you know this, so it doesn't end suddenly and unexpected. Add vodka or whiskey. You could. What would happen if we added vodka to a posh whiskey?
Basically, your whiskey would just be a little bit lighter, smoother, and a little bit less complex. It would start to lose its character.
Do you think Scotland should introduce a whiskey tap, hot and cold and whiskey?
No.
Not in their dev. The whiskey and tap would lose its novelty very quickly.
Yeah. And someone would leave the tap on.
Yes. Why do you call it corporation pop? Because it comes out the tap. Council juice water, especially it tastes like swimming baths. Bob's S. Oh, yes. There's us back to the Dolan baths, Ralph. Did you touch the bottom of the Dolan baths?
Yes.
What depth was it?
7 feet.
No, it was 14 feet. And it made
That's
your
the
ears...
deep end.
That was the deep end, but that made you... Did you touch the deep end?
No.
Did you look out the window?
No.
I did. But the ears were so sore. It was so deep. It was very deep.
Yeah.
We were
do you know
spoiled.
why? And do you know why? Because they had a diving platform.
Yes, they did have a dive. A huge... I never went up to the top. I think I jumped off the lowest one, but that was scary as it was. The top platform, you thought you were going to hit your head in the bottom. Thank you, Aaron Williams. The Dolan Baths in East Kilbride was a swimming pool, but it was made to Olympic standard. And then they changed the Olympic standards, and it ended up the Olympic standard was smaller to accommodate more people. So the Dolan Baths in East Kilbride was bigger than Olympic. It was massive. It's, in fact, I would say it's the biggest swimming pool we've ever known.
Yeah.
And it was just huge. And it went down to 14 feet deep at the deep end, which was just, I was able to lie at the bottom, but the ears were so sore. The pressure was so immense in your ears at that level. And I could look out the wee window because in the reception, where they had an animating fountain. Do you remember the little round fountains, the cream-coloured ones that did the multiple fountain things?
Yes.
And I remember they had that pool with a fountain. And they had that window that you could see people waving at you from the bottom of the pool inside, which was great. But the pressure must have been immense.
And when you were waving out the pool, did you notice anybody having a panic attack?
You couldn't see much, actually, through it. It was just basically, it was because of the optical effect.
Yes.
You couldn't really see much through that window. But yes, and do you remember the metal baskets you got? The big hanging metal baskets with your clothes?
Yes, I do.
And the showers just about ripped the skin off you with a force.
Yes.
And they were so hot. And the little salt water foot wash thing that you went through. Pretty amazing.
Quite amazing, Clive. It was state of the art.
East Kilbride did everything.
And both you and I were good swimmers.
You swam in a glass-bottomed pool. It was not glass-bottomed, Alexander. It had a glass window, though, so you could probably expose yourself. I bet someone did that, really. They do it these days. Opinion in Canadian club whiskey, says Mark Kruzmer.
Canadian club.
It was very hot and steamy in the showers, Del. Yes. There's probably lust between people, but it wasn't a time... I worked in the Quay. I remember the Quay Youth Centre, Dave Taylor. Was that not near... the Hunter Health Centre, which was pretty good as well. It's scary siphon toilets, remember. The additional pressure increase at 14-foot depth is less than half an atmosphere. Well, it didn't feel like it, the real man. It felt ear-poppingly sore. They do it these days, they would, yes. It would be very loose these days. There'd be stuff would go on, but it was done very dignified. Tell us about lovely men, Clive. They were lovely. They wore overalls and worked, yes.
And they wore overalls.
Yes. How did you guys end up in the Isle of Man, Peter? Looking after my mum who got Alzheimer's. That's how we ended up here. Just short of my own balls. Merry Christmas, $1. Gazareths, well done. McDowell's Indian whiskey.
Yes.
What's it taste like?
Rum.
Rum. He said it's very strange. So not really whiskey in general.
It's not really whiskey.
2 minutes going. YouTube's gone militant ad blockers. They'll always find ways around it, Mike and go. Choose Big Ears, says Dingus Galert. Good night, lads. No, Ebdy's starting to head off. That's fine. Although it's still 1,441 watching at the moment. What are your plans in the new year? Just the usual.
Sleep.
Nothing major.
Nothing major.
Just the
It's
usual
no big
stuff.
deal. It's a time to refresh and rearrange.
Matt and Bally, last time I promised, how's the banana liqueur? Very nice, thank you. Have a great holiday season to you and the cats. Out of the two, which is more artistic? Me, DW.
A bit more.
Salute to your father. But autism is good. Also, I'd like to take the opportunity to say, if you're
here we
spending
go.
Christmas alone, relish it because it's better than spending it with a family, to be honest.
To be honest,
I always
yeah.
enjoyed Christmas mowing.
It is better to spend Christmas and the New Year in good company, even if it's your own company, than to be in bad company, which is souring and stagnant and negative.
Thank you, David Taylor. All the best to you two. Have the best Christmas you can. Both me and Ralph, we're what's left of the family. That's fine. That's it.
Fine.
That's
That'll do
good.
fine, yeah.
Very quiet. We're going to have a very basic Christmas. I don't even know what you're having tomorrow.
No,
Christmas.
I've not told you.
You're going to the gym in the morning on Christmas Day because the gym is open on Christmas Day because they open 365 days a year. Thank you, Patrick Crane. And then if it's not pissing with rain, yeah, you guys see Mend at Mark. We have sea voltage, yes. Good publicity for Mend at Mark. So we'll be walking down to the beach tomorrow if it's nice weather because it's a good walk, lovely walk.
Lovely.
And then we'll have a Christmas meal.
Hooray.
Ralph, you got that weird straw hat on? Yes, he has. No, it's not. It's not the straw hat he's got on. Anyway, the time has come to end the stream. So I'll be seeing you in due course. The next live stream will be on Twitch. It will maybe involve the MBC. It happens on Saturday. Thank you, Zingaman. Much appreciated. But until then, and of course, I'll be releasing videos as normal. January is a time a lot of YouTubers take time off because there's no money from the advertising. I'll just be releasing the content at the usual standard, the usual time, as will Ralph, because we don't follow that principle.
Correct.
We're all about quality of content, supplying continuous good content for you guys, even when everybody else is taking a break because they're not earning enough money.
Hooray.
So fuck them. That's what I say. Join us with our quality content. Anyway. The stream has come to an end. Thank you, Chipmunk. Don't send any more super chats because I'm heading over to push the button and I might miss it, and I'm quite worried in case I miss it. But I appreciate them all. Thank you a lot. Catch up with you in due course. Have a great Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Awkward moment.